a better donor experience, and better pay.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Come pop a top this ECU football season at Jarvis Street Bottle Shop. Jarvis Street Bottle Shop is a specialty shop selling craft, domestic, and import brews, along with wine and growlers. Hosting a tailgate? Stop by the shop and grab a keg for your party or event. The Bottle Shop offers monthly beer and wine tastings featuring rotating NC craft breweries, along with live music and discounts. Stop by the shop Tuesday through Sunday, or check them out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar in Ayden, these are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
Have you stopped doing your favorite activity due to chronic aches and pains? Let Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab help. They provide regenerative injection therapy that can help with osteoarthritis, joint pain, carpal tunnel, and plantar fasciitis. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab will help you get back into the groove. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab, 2245 Stantonsburg Road, across from the hospital. Call 215-9294 for an appointment today.
The UPS store in Winterville is now open on Fire Tower Road, across from Marabella Pizza and beside Subway. Trust the UPS store in Winterville with pack and ship guarantee and same-day printing. When it comes to shipping, the UPS store in Winterville has everything you need in one place. The boxes, the packing material, and all the assistance along with on-site notary, passport photos, and business and printing service and freight. The UPS store, now open in Winterville 7 days a week. The UPS store in Winterville is your premier location. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirates, this is Holt Nailers. A big part of my success on the field is what I eat at home. To keep my body filled up, I order meals off a Clean Eats meal plan. I choose the meals I want from 6 different meals offered each week, and I pick them up on Sunday or Monday at the cafe on Red Banks Road. Each meal is packed with the perfect mix of healthy proteins, carbs, and veggies to keep my engine running at full speed. Go to cleaneats.com, click on meal plans, or stop by the cafe and get all the info. Clean Eats and the Pirates, a winning combination.
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello and welcome to a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here inside the Pirate Radio studios. A beautiful hot day in eastern North Carolina coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are on 1250, 930. You can find us online, pr927fm.com. And also watch the show on Facebook Live and on YouTube. You can be a part of today's program by chiming in on our Facebook Live feed or give us a call, 317-1250. Had a fun show yesterday with folks chiming in, including Benjamin, our buddy, who didn't want us to look back, wanted us to only look forward. We'll be
and then said it was okay to look back.
We'll be looking back and forward on today's edition of Pirate Radio Live. Coming up later on this hour, we'll visit with the voice, Jeff Charles. He'll join us to give his thoughts on what happened last week, what needs to improve for East Carolina, and everything else going on in the world of college football. At 4 o'clock, our buddy Wager McGhee will be back. How did he do last week with his picks? We'll tally up those numbers, and we'll see what he likes in college football week 3, NFL week 2, coming up this weekend, actually starting on Thursday night. Football team and Giants. What a game coming up Thursday night. Bryce Williams will be here at 5 o'clock. He'll give his thoughts on the issues on the Pirates' offensive side of the ball. We'll hear from Mike Houston, and also first-year head coach of the Marshall Thundering Herd, Charles Huff. All that and more on the way, plus we'll make you a winner. Plus, Mike Mullis is here in the Pirate Radio studios to kick things off. Hey, Mully.
Hey, buddy. A lot of pluses there.
A lot of pluses? I'd rather have a plus than a minus. You know what I'm talking about? You sure. Look, it's almost red. You been outside? What you been doing?
Well, I mean, I walked in the building. I've been outside some, yeah. I mean, we kind of work outside.
Okay.
Play golf. I mean, you kind of looked a little white. You not been outside?
Not as much as you.
I mean, translucent.
Looking a little crabby over there. Mully, I guess lobsterish would have been a better word than crabby.
Can we move on?
Chandler, how you looking? You got a nice base tan going.
Yeah.
Shirley's tatted up. All right.
I'm excited about my polo, man.
Looking great.
Hey. Nice hat, Mully.
Hey.
Thank you.
Hay's for horses. Mully just got geared up here.
Yeah, I got a little swag.
And I like the hat.
Part of the team. I do, too.
I can't wear that kind of hat, but it looks good on you, I gotta say.
Looks good on you, though.
Yeah, Rodney Dangerfield. All right, we are rocking and rolling on a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Mully, got a lot to talk to you about.
Okay, let's go.
You saw some bad quarterback play
Terrible.
over the weekend.
Move it on.
We can't move on.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick was awful before he got hurt.
He was.
It was just terrible.
He looked his age, I gotta say.
And Trevor Lawrence was awful.
That was bad, although I picked the Texans.
And the worst of all was Aaron Rodgers.
It was.
You can't outrun karma. And I
knew.
And I kind of feel like this is one of these deals he's made his bed.
I almost texted you during the game. I did not.
It would have been fine.
I didn't know if you're still on the course or not. I didn't want to hit you like mid-swing. You'd be mad at me for 3 weeks. You jumped off the Rodgers bandwagon at the right time.
Yeah. I was hoping with Jordan Love came in, we'd see a little more than what we saw there. Of course, I don't know what kind of opportunity he really had, but the Aaron Rodgers thing. I don't know. Is it now? Is it self-induced pressure that he's got? But of course, we've been here with him before, not playing that poorly.
Relax.
So I mean, we may see that, but he's. I don't know how much he's into it, man. I mean, I don't know how much he really cares about any of this, and I think that was on full display this past weekend. It definitely doesn't do anything for his trade stock. And look, I'm of the opinion that karma being what it is, and my experience of seeing karma come back and get you, I don't think he'll make it through the season healthy either way. I just think that he's almost poorly. He's almost due. I mean, he's almost due. Right.
Yeah. I heard Brandon Walker from Pick Central Barstool say that Rodgers, they were talking about how he's under a lot of heat and a lot of pressure and how he looks miserable. And one of his co-hosts said, well, I don't know if he really is miserable. He just hates his job, like a lot of people.
Right.
Like, they love, like, the weekends, and they're saying, like, getting out on the boat, playing golf, doing that. But when Rodgers pulls up to Lambeau and has to clock in, he freaking hates it.
No, and I don't know that. I don't even know that it's just Green Bay. I don't know that he really likes being a football player. Like it's just what he does.
Especially he's gotten a taste of some of the other stuff.
Yeah,
the Jeopardy.
How contrasting of enjoyments can you have? Being, hey, I want to be on Jeopardy, but also want to play quarterback in the NFL. Those two things are just light years away.
Like, you couldn't imagine Alex Trebek, rest in peace, suiting up
to play for the Cowboys, to play quarterback.
Right.
Speaking of a quarterback that looked unbelievably good, was Dak.
Dak looked great.
And I didn't think he'd be able to throw the ball. The videos they had been showing prior to the game, he still looked awfully, just labored throwing. But, man, I mean, he had a great game.
I bet you never thought you'd say if you wanted to go see some good quarterback and you'd go to Jameis Winston before Aaron Rodgers.
And Jameis Winston was fantastic. I mean, I think the Saints are for real.
Nah.
I mean, I think they're pretty good. They can play defense.
I kind of wanted to talk about that too, like week 1, week 2 bounce backs from week 1. Who played over their skis? Who did, like the Titans, for example? Maybe their defense does stink, but offensively, they're going to be a lot better as the year goes on. I don't know. I'm not ready to crown the Cardinals yet, but that was a very impressive performance. Kyler Murray.
Well, how about
fantastic?
The Rams have to be in that conversation?
I think I like them to be in the NFC Championship anyway.
And I don't think Kansas City can continue to come back from the dead to win football games and think that that's the recipe for long-term success.
They are like LeBron and these really good NBA teams where they like just sleepwalk through the regular season and try to flip the switch.
Or in a season opening game, they spot you a half and then they come back and blow your doors off in the fourth quarter. I mean, it's, I don't know. I tell you what, the Rams, I just think they're going to be hard to beat.
I agree with that. I love Stafford in his situation. Did you feel good for Stafford at all?
Absolutely.
I did too.
He had to feel absolutely vindicated to go, this is what I've been trying to tell you. I can play this game. And it's not like he had a bad career in Detroit. He had a career that nobody saw. He had a career in a vacuum because it's Detroit. So now, I mean, and you got to think, lifestyle-wise, life's got to be so much better. He's in L.A. I mean, things are good. He gets playing on a winning team. He's playing with a coach that obviously is an offensive dude. So, I mean, I think
if we feel good for him, do we have to feel bad for golf? Because they did the life swap.
There's probably a lot of truth to that.
Speaking on quarterback play, Justin Herbert's really good. He Chargers only scored 20 points. Felt like they scored 45 against Washington. He's a stud. I like him. Chandler, what did Sam Darnold grade out in Chandler Honeycutt's report card?
It can be high. Don't go crazy in there.
Mully, what are you talking about?
Don't go crazy. They won the football game.
They did, and it was an ugly win. Sam Darnold has a lot to improve on. I mean, I do like some of the throws he made, especially the one to Robbie Anderson for 60 yards. Now, granted, he did have some missed throws. He could have had some more. He could have had some more touchdowns if it wasn't for some missed throws.
Could you leave Chandler alone?
Hey, Captain Obvious.
And I like the way he's coming after you, too.
Hey, Captain Obvious, all quarterbacks could have more.
What's going on here?
All quarterbacks would have more touchdowns if it wasn't for their missed throws. Isn't that kind of the way it works? If you throw it where it's supposed to be, you got a chance to score a touchdown?
Well, what do you want me to say?
He was terrible, and they're terrible.
Whoa!
They're terrible.
They are not terrible.
They won't make the playoffs.
You're talking about the Panthers? I don't.
Well, and the
Jets. You think I expected them to make the playoffs this year?
No, but
did I ever say that?
I love the fact you're squealing about it.
Jeez, man.
Mully, when you're not here, Chandler and I talk about how you treat Chandler like he's your a big disappointment of a stepson or something like that. Like you're just always all over him. Son, come on, pick it up, son.
I'm just trying to motivate him.
You're doing a not so good job.
We got to break them down before we can build them up.
There you go. All right. I don't think the Panthers are horrible.
They're terrible.
Okay, maybe they're terrible. I said
a squeaker against the Jets.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not. That's not good.
At home. You know what? And tell me the last time the Panthers won games that were fun to watch. Every year they have high levels of years that they have had high levels of success. It's been grinding, ugly. They've never aired it out and win. They don't.
Well,
win.
we are the cardiac.
It's got to be 2015, right?
The Super Bowl run
where they were 15-1. Yeah. Cam was actually throwing it that year.
But even then,
that's been 6 years.
But even then, if you go back and look at the scores of that season,
well, they put up some numbers.
But I tell you what, I'm not happy that we, beat the Jets in an ugly fashion. It should have been a lot more than what it was. But the Panthers, what I like about this win is that we got the win, and this is the youngest team in the National Football League. We've got the win. We have to make these young players learn how to win. They know how to win in college. We need them to learn how to win in the National Football League, and we did that on Sunday.
Shirley, can you go to the sports bar folder, I think it is, see if I have a Trent Dilfer cut, because Chandler said something there that reminded me of a great Trent Dilfer line. Well, it's exactly what I'm talking about. Saints are for real. Panthers are horrible. Panthers beat the Saints week 2.
You're calling it right now?
Yeah, the Panthers are going to win that game Sunday. The Saints are not as good as they are.
Hold on. Whoa. You're saying that the Carolina Panthers are going to beat the New Orleans Saints
Sunday.
This weekend?
Sunday.
There's no chance.
What did you think about
Mully,
the defense?
you're a sports guy. You've watched football. You know these teams go up and down.
Okay, let's make a friendly wager.
You have to say
I'm already in the hole to you.
The Panthers defense did look good to you, at least, right?
Yeah, against a really bad Jets team.
Shirley, hit Trent Dilfer. He knows a lot about football.
You cannot lose games in the NFL and still win.
I think that's a great point.
And you can't have missed throws and score touchdowns.
Chandler said the best thing about that win Sunday was that they won.
That's right.
You know the worst thing about Washington's win was Sunday? They didn't win. They lost. Yeah. You cannot hit it again, Trent Dilfer. Give us that one more time, Shirley.
You cannot lose games in the NFL and still win.
I mean,
what I meant to say is learning how to win and hanging on to that lead and coming out of a football game with a win. And I think that's important for the development of a football team when they are young, like the Panthers are.
How many games does McCaffrey play this year?
I tell you what, man, if they go 35 touches a game, not
going to be much.
They got to figure out.
And this is a team and a coaching staff in the offseason that said that they were going to reduce his role, and they went out and drafted his backup, Chuba Hubbard, who should be playing at least 50-50. And I'm telling you, the first quarter and a half of that football game was the Christian McCaffrey show, whether he was getting a handoff or taking a pass out of the backfield.
Well, you know what that tells me is that everybody else hasn't worked out the way they thought they were going to work out.
And that's so disappointing when you think of a guy like DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson.
It's 1 week, guys, but it's been 1 week. Christian McCaffrey, 21 carries, 9 targets. He caught all 9 passes to him for an equal 30. And he is getting, those are not like clean where he's running out of bounds or sliding. He's getting hit every single play.
Well, and what the impact that has on fantasy football, I mean, I wonder how many folks ran out to try to make a trade for McCaffrey. Of course, anybody with any sense at all knows that he probably will not be healthy to play more than 3/4 of the games this year. I mean, and you think about even if he's healthy enough to dress all the way through, there's got to be diminishing return at some point just with the punishment he's going to take.
He's definitely their safety valve. Like if things aren't working, let's go to McCaffrey.
Right.
But they did that over and over.
Problem is when your first option is also your safety valve, we're not really going through a lot of progression to get to the safety valve. So
Mike Mullis not sold on the Panthers at all.
I couldn't tell it.
Now, you know what would be interesting and what may end up being a really good, terrible game is when the Panthers play the Packers. If that continues to carry out the way that the Packers are playing.
Tony Dunn will defend his Panthers till the day he dies. He says, "Where is the we need to protect Alvin Kamara talk?" I will say Kamara did not have that many touches in that win over Green Bay. I'll look it up right now. Alvin Kamara had 20 carries, okay.
Hell, Jameis Winston had 5 touchdown passes.
And he had 4 targets, 3 catches, so 23 compared to 30. That's 7 less. That's still a lot of touches for Kamara, but, you know, after 1 week, 30 touches is a lot. It's a lot of touches.
Yeah.
All right, moving along.
Especially for a guy that has had injury issues.
Yeah. Susan went to the game, our resident Panthers fan. She said the most excitement at the past week's game for the Panthers was drinking the 1498 Bloody Mary in a small souvenir cup.
There you go.
David Tepper is going to get his money.
I think she's supporting my opinion, Chandler. I'm just going out on a limb.
Well, she's one of those, and there's a lot of Panthers in that camp. That there was that picture of remind me, like Cam, Kuechly, Peppers.
Oh, it's
Thomas
the captains
Davis
for the Jaguars game that very first
Like the
week.
Panthers, as she knew them, are over, and now it's Matt Rule, it's Tepper, it's this new, and it's hard. We don't like new things, so it's hard to change, Molly.
We like new things when they
are good,
are better.
That's true. That's a good point. All right, I still want to hit some football, but Robert on Facebook Live, and I did not watch this last night. I'm going to go back. I was looking forward to it. I did not see it.
Hold on, the Shea deal. Go ahead.
Shea Stadium?
Yeah.
Like the 30 for 30?
Yeah.
Why'd you refer to it as the Shea deal?
Because it's got Shea in the title. Something about or Miracle. What is it? Anyway, it was awesome.
Okay, so you watched it.
Yeah.
He was asking about that, and also he asked, "Will the I tell you what, we'll get into baseball in a minute, but he's got a Red Sox. Will they win the wild card?" That thing, I was looking forward to it. Didn't see it. I'll watch it at some point. But
it's good. Well, 3 and 4 come on tonight.
I saw a clip of Lenny Dykstra saying the F word a lot.
So they had they started doing the in between commercials, coming back from commercial breaks. It had inappropriate language, but kind of the disclaimer, and then it would open up immediately with Lenny with MF this and these F'ers this, and Lenny, he was one of my that 84, 5, 6 team. Those teams were some of my favorite teams I've ever watched. I love Lenny Dykstra just because he played so hard. Gary Carter behind the plate. I mean, I did. I enjoyed those teams, and it kind of brought those memories back of being, 12 years old watching a little big league ball. So
I remember Dykstra, and it was kind of when I started collecting cards in the early '90s with the Phillies.
Yep.
With like Darren Dalton,
and
they had a lot of mullets. Mickey Morandini.
Yeah,
they had mullet central over there.
Yeah, was it Dutch? They called Darren Dalton Dutch.
He was really good. But I didn't know about Dykstra's like checkered past, and now I know him as a retired ball player who
is in prison.
Is he currently in prison?
He may be recently out, but he got involved with doing some commodities exchanging or stock market kind of stuff, and jumped the shark on that a little bit, and went down a bad rabbit hole, and has done some time for tax evasion and those types of things.
And he's the only person on that team that had any.
Oh yeah, they were. Other than that, there were a bunch of choir boys.
Yeah,
they actually kind of make it out that the only real choir boy in the whole deal was Gary Carter.
Really?
And he was,
So Hernandez, he was like a ladies' man, right?
Well, Hernandez was the guy for that team. Like that really comes out in this little 30 for 30 deal. But like he was the driving force. He was the arm around you. He was the foot in the pants. He was kind of the leader of that club. And I forgot how good he was until you watch him. I say, when you think back, I saw the thing on the SEC network or something not too long ago about Mississippi State baseball with Hernandez and Will Clark, but you forget. Those dudes were special, man. They were freaking good.
Was David Cohn on that team? Who was the pitchers?
You had Bobby Ojeda. You had, I think David Cohn was on that staff. Obviously, Dwight Gooden was the number one.
Yeah.
He was 19 years old, his first year in the big leagues. Gosh, I can't remember who all else was there, but that
Franco, was he John Franco?
Franco had to have been out of the bullpen. Yeah.
Throwing lefty molly. Ooh, yeah. Let's take a break. We'll come back. I got more football. We're kind of just bouncing around here as we do when Mike Mullis comes on the show. Robert says they were worse than the Pistons when it came to fighting.
What's worse?
Not about on the field, but the Mets.
But define worse. Did it worse being they fought more or they weren't as good at it?
Were they hated amongst their peers, or were they just wild?
I think everybody liked going to play the Mets because they knew there was going to be a party afterwards.
That's true. Straw's bringing the party favors tonight. All right, we'll take a timeout, come back, more football, baseball talk with Mully when we return after this.
Hello folks, this is Jamie Lane with Carolina Hardscapes and Mulch. We believe that making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of having a backyard patio, fireplace, pool, walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call at 364-1201. You can stop by our outdoor showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Sugg Furniture. At Carolina Hardscapes, we look forward to making your backyard the place to be. Find us on the web at carolinahardscapesandmulch.com.
On Saturdays, your team needs you, your sofa needs you, and you need a Jersey Mike's sub. Get it all with free Saturday delivery when you order through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. This Saturday, while you watch the game at home, we're watching the grill at Jersey Mike's. Order through the Jersey Mike's app for free delivery on Saturdays, unless you're going to miss hearing this. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. It's year 5 of the rebuild in Baltimore. It has been painful. I'll have some thoughts next.
There are lots of reasons to love the Carolinas. We have awesome beaches, beautiful mountains, great weather, friendly people. We have some of the best teams to root for and the best schools to be a part of. But the one reason above all others to love the Carolinas? Pepsi Cola. Somehow, it just tastes different here. Better. More refreshing. No one can really explain why. All we can guess is, it's better here because it was born here. Pepsi, born in the Carolinas.
Professional sports teams go through rebuilds. They can be trying and not a whole lot of fun. Exhibit A, the Baltimore Orioles, who have been awful this year. In fact, the Birds have been awful for 5 years now. That 2016 team went 89-73, the last winning record for this franchise. It's hard to recognize this organization, including the longtime broadcasters who were such a fabric for this franchise. The old pros on the radio network, Joe Angel and Fred Manfra, retired. Gary Thorne is no longer on Masson, along with veteran broadcaster Jim Hunter, and other longtime announcers are also gone. O's fans are encouraged by what they see in the minor leagues. Some scouts say they have Major League Baseball's best prospects. Perhaps the future is bright. Time will tell, but right now, this is a franchise at the bottom of the barrel. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
Well, the secret is out. CD's Grill has the best breakfast in Greenville. Start your day with a made-to-order breakfast Monday through Saturday at CD's Grill. Plus, you can enjoy lunch Monday through Friday. And their lunch specials are always a huge hit. Monday, it's barbecue chicken. Tuesday, pork tenderloin and gravy. Wednesday, chicken and pastry. Thursday, barbecue pork chops. And Friday, it's spaghetti. CD's Grill on Fire Tower Road in Winterville, near Evans Street. Stop by CD's Grill for the best country cooking around. Hey, this is Troy D., proud ECU grad from the class of 94. And if you know me, you know I love the 90s here at ECU. It was some of our glory days, including bowl games, the Peach Bowl, and even a March Madness appearance. Relive those days with my friends from Tailgate Classics. Tailgate Classics is a cool retro store with all types of merchandise, including the 90s ECU vintage tees and hats. Check out Tailgate Classics in person, 304 Evans Street, or online at shoptailgateclassics.com. Tailgate Classics, bringing back the throwbacks.
Watch our prices fall at Bostic Sugg Furniture. All the gotta get it now looks and styles are in. We have what you need to add warmth and beauty to any room. Sofas, sectionals, and motion furniture from the best brands. Lazy Boy, Bassett and Rowe, all in stock with huge in-stock savings. And the more you buy, the more you save. Up to $720 back, plus great savings on Serta and Restonic mattresses. So watch our prices fall at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
This is Coach Gary Overton, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. If you've got damage from wood rot, smoke, or fire, water, you can consider all of it fixed. If you've got damage, use a contractor that works for you and not your insurance company. Visit fixednc.com today or call 999-0001. That's 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Fixed NC. Restore, renew, maintain. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live. History made during segment number 1. Mike Mullis made his first error ever on the show.
He did now.
Yeah. Chandler, you might want to hear this. Mike Mullis made a mistake. And I was right there with him because
Did he admit that he made a mistake?
He absolutely did. Yes. I trust Mully so much. I just rolled with it. Keith Hernandez, who was talking about Mississippi State with Will Clark, Keith Hernandez, and I said, yeah.
It was actually Rafael Palmero.
Yes.
Thankfully, Ellerby caught that and was kind enough to text me.
Mississippi State, right? Is where they went to school?
There's a terrible echo in this building.
I tell you what, Mully doesn't stay under the bus long. He somehow climbs out and puts somebody else right under it.
It's a delayed echo too.
There was a 30 for 30 about that.
Thank you, Malcolm. 30 for 30? Was it on like the SEC network?
Mm-mm.
What was it on?
ESPNU.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right, moving along,
please.
Mully, you following the MLB playoff races at all?
Yeah. I mean,
wild card in the AL is awesome, and I want to know how they're going to determine this.
They're going. I think we're looking at the end of the year like potentially 2 or 3 one-and-done games.
Right, because you got the wild cards, but with 3 teams tied right now, Blue Jays, Yankees, Red Sox. They are all fighting to get there. The Igos Mariners are one of the more surprising teams. Still a chance, but seems like all the division races, I shouldn't say that, but with the NL East, but they are almost settled. The Rays are going to win the AL East, the White Sox and the Astros all going to win. The Brewers are going to win. The Giants and Dodgers, Giants are only 2.5 up. And the Braves aren't good by any means, but the Phillies and Mets don't want it.
The Phillies are free-falling. The Mets are the Mets. It's actually a shame in the AL East that they don't just let all three teams in the playoffs because they're three of the better teams in the game.
And with the Rays, all 4 teams, right?
Correct.
Everybody but Baltimore.
That's what I mean. But the 3 teams that they're fighting for that last spot. I mean, that rounds up the best teams in the game right now.
The Blue Jays are fun. They haven't been fun all year, but they're rolling right now.
They are swinging the bat it's just they have just figured something out, and that's it's all about getting hot at the right time.
I heard a stat. So Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is leading the. Who does Marte play for now? Oakland or Miami? Oh, he's with Oakland.
Sterling Marte.
So he has a 322 average. Guerrero's at 315. Vlad has 45 home runs. That's the most in all of baseball. And Vlad is 6 back of Salvador Perez in RBIs. He's not going to do it, but he could win the Triple Crown and still not win MVP due to Shohei Ohtani.
That's right,
which is amazing.
Well, and it's kind of it would change the argument to a certain point. Obviously, Ohtani pitching and doing what he does on both sides of the ball, that's one thing, but Vlad's doing it for a team that if they were to win, that changes that changes the narrative quite a bit to me. But I mean, you can't go wrong either way. Both of those guys, for what they're doing for their clubs, it's unbelievable.
Robert earlier says Mully or the Sox going to get the wild card. I would say if I had to pick any team out of that group to not win the wild card, it would be
the ones out. I think right now the Blue Jays are just so hot that you would have to go with them. The Yankees are the Yankees, and the Red Sox seem to be a little bit snake bitten. They've got guys coming back off COVID. They get Sale back healthy, then he has to be start due to COVID and that kind of thing. So I mean, I don't know. It's I would agree with you though, buddy. I think they would be option C today.
I was being a tad bit snarky, a little bit of a jerk on social media the other night, Mully, for the first time ever, and said, boy, there's a lot of fuss about a baseball game featuring 2 teams that aren't going to make the playoffs, referring to the Mets and Yankees, but apparently they had an awesome series. They had a little fisticuffs. Lindor, 3 home runs, flexing. A lot going on. I didn't watch any of it.
That was the Mets grand finale.
It felt like that was their Super Bowl. To use the phrase.
Right. That I think that's probably that's the end of them.
I would tend to agree with that. Golf, real quick. I want to hit this before I forget, and you get out of here, Mully. So the Ryder Cup is coming up next week.
Yep.
I did read where Captain America Patrick Reed was left off.
Did not get in.
And your thoughts?
I think I understand where Stricker's head was in this deal.
So Steve Stricker
is the captain.
Okay.
I think that probably more based off of Patrick Reed's health than everything else. All his off the course issues as it relates to his health was the determining factor. Stricker made no bones about it. It was a very difficult decision for him. And I'm gonna tell you, man, what and you know how I am about the locker room drama and all the stuff, and then kind of going back to Aaron Rodgers, and we're kind of getting that same kind of feel coming from this American team this year. There's an awful lot of silly, kind of very middle schoolish.
Well, other than DeChambeau and Koepka, what else is there?
I mean, there's a lot of inner workings that kind of revolves around them, but Koepka's come out and made a comment basically that he's not really excited to even be at the Ryder Cup, that it's definitely not a major for him, and that's, even if you feel that way, keep that to yourself, keep it in the locker room, because it is a big deal to it's seemingly everybody else, and it's a shame that he feels that way. I just hope he doesn't play that way. But I heard a comment made earlier that a lot of these guys, and even Tiger Woods went through this to a point. And you see it with your premier athletes in the Olympics, where it's become not such a big thing to represent your country when you're more driven by your personal success and what your career looks like. So I hate that, but that that's just a difference in mentality. And Koepka's one of those guys, man. He kind of comes across as a bit of an a-hole, and that's just kind of him sticking to to his persona.
Just saw this article. Bryce and DeChambeau will compete in both the Ryder Cup and the World Long Drive Championship this month. He says his hands are wrecked with calluses from intense training at the events. DeChambeau discussed his two-a-day schedule in a recent interview, saying he hopes the unique atmosphere at a North Carolina-based training complex will help unlock his full potential. I wonder where that is.
I don't know. That's interesting. You know what? I wonder with this dude, how long can his body, even though, I mean, he is a strong guy, but we've obviously seen it with Tiger, how long can his body hold up to the violence that...
What's going to go out, the back or
I mean,
everything?
The knees have a real good chance. Just, we've seen that with Tiger, obviously, before this latest deal. The back is an obvious concern. But I know he has the best trainers and the best of the best technology and all that apply. But it just seems like there's a certain point where you just can't swing a club that hard, that fast for but so long.
Did I see in a headline that said Tiger Woods said he would play again? Did I see that?
Yeah. So, Stricker made a comment in one of his press conferences when asked if what part would Tiger play in the Ryder Cup, and would he be a vice captain? Would he be involved? And obviously he said no with his current health condition, and he's currently focused on his rehab in an effort to play again, and that was where all that came from.
Mike Mullis joining us. Mully, how'd you do on Sunday?
Sunday, how did I play? I played pretty decent actually, Sunday was a little bit of a tough day. I played pretty decent on Saturday. But, look, man, good to be out there and banging it around. And, the nice thing with golf is you can have that one great shot or good hole, and it's enough to make you feel like you've got it.
So you've had
figured out a little bit.
2 hole-in-ones in a span of what?
They were about 6 months apart. So.
I mean, you got a nice grace period there, right? Where you could just hit them bad.
No. I don't. Not at all.
Okay, all right.
No, and both of those rounds I didn't play particularly well, but glad to have a hole in one.
One thing on our rundown, which we never really did because Mully's here and we just started talking about everything, but I did want to mention the USC job, Mully.
Yeah, interesting.
Urban Meyer
says he's out.
Does he just step down?
Well, he has already said I'm
right. So that guarantees he's going to take it. Right?
Correct.
Nick Saban said I'm not going to be the Alabama coach.
I think maybe I heard this earlier today, and I think it makes sense. James Franklin from Penn State might be a good call.
They're gearing up for what's going to be the biggest game there in a couple of years. Saturday night's going to be awesome when they play Auburn, which is a cool matchup.
That is a really cool matchup.
I don't know about the teams this year, but just seeing
on paper,
the
uniforms, sounds great. Yeah,
that's going to be cool. He's gearing up for that, and now he's got USC chatter.
Well, and I don't think USC. Luke Fickell's name has come up. I don't think that makes sense with him being a Midwest guy, not really a proven entity at the level that USC wants to return to. I think they've got to bring in somebody almost like a Mac Brown type hire, somebody that can come in as grants instant credibility. I mean, look, if I'm USC, I'm either looking for that Mac Brown type hire, or maybe I'm going Coach Primetime. Let's bring in Coach Prime, and let him get Snoop Dogg and Will Ferrell. Of course, I don't know how relevant those guys are to these younger players now, but let's get these relevant superstars back on the sideline, make it glamorous to play at USC again, and see if that works. Because Clay Helton's a good football guy, and that didn't work out.
Did you see the coaching matchup the other night? Was it Tennessee State and Jackson State? Deion Sanders versus Eddie George.
I saw that they were going to play. I did not see any of that game. And look, I'll tell you, I watch when I'm flipping through and I see Deion's team playing. I'll hang out and watch it for a little bit. I mean, it's as much a curiosity to see what he's going to do. And he's not even playing, but watching his son play quarterback. Kid's a great athlete, and so I think what they're doing is pretty impressive. And I think it's going to again be one more factor in the changing landscape of college football, specifically across the country.
Speaking of Mully flipping around watching things, did you see where former MLB pitcher Mike Montgomery threw a rosin bag and hit an umpire during a KBO game?
No.
After he was ejected?
No.
Yeah, you need to read up on that. Let's see. During the game, he was warned about the KBO's pitch rule, which states the ball must be thrown by a pitcher within 12 seconds of receiving the ball when the bases are empty. He was ejected, and then He made a, let's see, there's video of it. He made a run at the umpire and threw a rosin bag. He fired a rosin bag at him. So Mike Montgomery causing an international incident, Mully, in the KBO.
Man, and that's so bad. And, you know, if he's in the KBO, there's a reason, right? I mean, go keep your nose clean, prove you can do your job. Maybe you get a chance back in the show. But he couldn't do it. And look, they're not going to tolerate that. I mean, they may cut his arm off in Korea. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, but this, the disrespect is not very well tolerated in the Asian countries.
Chad tuning in, taking a shot at Mully. He says, "Once upon a time in Queens or Shea something." Yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay, good for you.
I like. Good for you. Is that supposed to be funny?
I mean, congratulations, Chad.
Man, Mully, you're one of my all-time favorite people.
No, I mean,
people,
okay,
Mully.
Good. I knew where you were going with the Mets deal, though. Maybe I should have just said the Mets.
I know. That's why I said it was a weird way to say it. Who your Packers got this week? Oh, Lions on Monday Night Football. Well, final thing.
It's Thanksgiving.
The Mannings. How awesome was that?
That just changes the way I want to consume football, period.
I tell you, so I mean,
hey, look, here's what I do.
I listen to the Barstool, like the watch along things while I watch football now, and now the Mannings are doing it, and it's awesome. It's like,
here's what I don't want to see. Let's not take such a great thing and screw it up by trying to put guys doing it that can't do it.
Well, that's already been done.
But I'm saying Eli and Peyton, regardless of them, they're smart.
Yes.
They know what they're looking at. They have wit. They have pretty good innate timing. They're made for this.
In fact, I like it that they don't have to be funny because they are kind of naturally, they have a good sense of humor.
Right.
I like that they didn't go over the top with the comedy. I was fascinated by the X's and O's, what they were saying.
Man, they get up and they're on the board. And it was awesome. And to watch them almost like they were playing the game as it was going, at least mentally, man, it was cool. I thought the guests were great. I mean, how cool will it be when Brady's up there with those guys, or any number of? I don't want to see. This is very different than what we see with like Tony Romo. Romo can call a play before it happens because he is smart and he does see it. But Romo doesn't have the wit to pull off what those guys did.
I love too that they are not now. If the Colts or Broncos or Giants play, they might have a little bit of a rooting interest, but they are rooting for the quarterbacks.
Right.
On one side, it was because Lamar went to their camp, so Lamar's got to make this throw. There you go, Lamar. That's a good throw right there. Then on the other side, come on, Derek, let's do this. Like, they were rooting for the QBs. It was kind of cool.
I thought the other thing was the insight that they gave. Like, and I don't mean insight from X's and O's, but telling the stories that were not necessarily related specifically to what was going on the field, but gave you a little more insight into what it's like being an NFL quarterback or an NFL player. And, Peyton makes a point at one. He goes, I was a quarterback, man. I don't really want a football player. I kind of lived in my bubble, and this is what I did. And, what these other guys did, I don't know. So, I thought it was great.
Yeah, when they had Ray Lewis on, they were talking about the story of the time where he was calling out the mic, and he was like, 52's the mic. And Ray Lewis was like, why can't he be the mic? Why can't he be the mic? And so the stories like that was awesome the other night. And the analysis, I think there's more analysis in that broadcast than there is in the actual broadcast.
100%. It was awesome, and I hope I guess it's going to continue on every Monday.
Yeah,
so I'll be tuned in.
Dan Patrick phrased it Manning Night Football.
That's it. Yeah.
And I think that's perfect. I mean, look, I don't know what they're paying those guys to do it, but I can tell you that broadcast has been more discussed, at least in my circles, than any other broadcast that I've ever, of any sporting event that we've seen over my lifetime. This one, just from a broadcast standpoint, has been discussed, and they got a great game.
I said too, Mully, how are they going to do with a blowout? I think it'll be
even better.
Yeah, it could be.
I think you'll hear a ton of stories in a blowout situation. But that game was as an instant classic.
It went from kind of boring to awesome to looking like preseason football all in one game.
Right.
It was a wild.
Yeah.
But if you want to feel like you're watching a football game with Eli and Peyton Manning, tune in next Monday when the Packers take on the Lions. It really felt like I was just sitting there watching a football game with the Manning brothers.
It was awesome.
Yep.
That was great. Mully, thanks for hanging out, man.
That would be cool if they did like the Facebook Live thing where people could shoot them questions.
Yeah. You'd get some idiots like me.
Oh, well, there would be somebody screening it, half of them would reach them, but yeah.
No, yeah, you do a little Q&A. That'd be fun. Good deal. All right, Mully, we'll see you next time.
Okay, buddy.
Call him first, 999-0001.
Yeah, for whatever, just call me.
Fixed NC. Oh, yeah, we talked. Do you listen to Fifth Quarter?
Yeah, sometimes.
Let
me back up. I always listen to it. Maybe not
live
in its entirety.
Oh, okay. We were reading your ad there, Mully, and Weaver said, can you call that number for emotional support? And I did say,
sure.
Call Mully after a Pirate loss, 999-0001. He'll talk you through it.
Yeah.
Because you're a good talker. You're a good communicator.
Yeah, I mean, look at Chandler. Mine and Chandler's relationship is, he feels emotionally supported, apparently.
And look at the growth he's made.
I'm just going to start calling him Echo.
Hey, Echo. Echo.
Hello.
We'll take a timeout. Come back when we return. The Voice, Jeff Charles, joins us. Can the Pirates paint one purple this Saturday?
What's the line right now? Is it still
10?
Yeah, it's on 10.5.
We will talk about the Pirates and the Herd after this.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
Anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Guess what, Greenville? Calzones are back. Community Calzone is the only restaurant in town specializing in calzones. Choose from over 50 different calzones, or you design your own with unlimited options, including vegetarian. Community Calzone also features wings, huge salads, and more. Plus, they deliver to almost everywhere in Pitt County. Located on Greenville Boulevard next to Ashley Furniture Warehouse, they're open for lunch, dinner, and late night for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. It's Community Calzone.
At West Park Motor Company, customer satisfaction is the #1 goal while offering a wide range of cars, trucks, and SUVs at very competitive prices. Shop online at westparkmotorcompany.com right now to get started. Looking to sell your vehicle? Call West Park for a free appraisal. West Park is willing to pay more for your car or truck than the next dealer. West Park Motor Company with locations in Greenville and Washington and proud courtesy car dealer for the Pirates for over a decade. Go Pirates!
Ooh, look at all that Parmesan cheese on that papadilla. Our freshly folded flatbread filled with juicy meats and melted cheese now has a crunchy, toasty outside. Now that's what's Papa. Order today at papajohns.com.
Hey Pirate fans, order the new Parmesan Crusted Papadilla for only $7. The new Parmesan Crusted Papadilla is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar in Ayden, these are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, are you ready for some Warren's hot dogs? Warren's original Hot and Judy's mild sweet chili hot dogs have been the official hot dog of sports fans for over 30 years. Pick up a tailgate special this football season of 10 or more hot dogs for only $1.50 each. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and the new Chakawinity location next to the fire department. Warren's hot dogs. Want some? Get some. Go Pirates.
Downey's Wood Ducks Baseball is back for the final series of the season. Come out Friday, September 17th for a spectacular fireworks show. Get your tickets now at woodducksbaseball.com. See you at Granger Stadium for Wood Ducks Baseball. Go Woodies!
Did you
suffer from allergies, asthma, or any other sinus problems? Perhaps professional cleaning of your air ducts could help. Family owned and operated in Winterville for over 22 years, Carolina Quality Air was the first certified duct cleaning company in Eastern North Carolina. From residential to commercial, they can handle any size job, big or small, including our studios here at Pirate Radio. Carolina Quality Air uses a sanitizer that kills mold in your ductwork and over 100 viruses, including the coronavirus. Visit them online at carolinaqualityair.com.
This is Stephen Igo, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's has daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio. Perfect for some outdoor dining. There's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia with our very own Clip Rock. AJ's has live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover, and brunch every Sunday. Make today an AJ's day. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
Got a fun trivia game planned tonight. A lot of football, got some baseball. Don't know if there's any hoops mixed in there tonight, but certainly some baseball and football coming up 8 o'clock at Sports Trivia at AJ McMurphy's. Have some great food, some great beverages, great time, and we'll have the baseball games on tonight, whatever you want. If your team is playing, we can get that on the TV for you. All right, let's head out to the Fixed NC Live line and visit with the voice on this Wednesday. Jeff Charles will be on the call as the Pirates take on the Marshall Thundering Herd coming up this Saturday. He'll join us on the Bud Light pregame tailgate as well before that kickoff. Jeff, how you doing today?
Clip, doing great. Just getting ready for another trip to Huntington, West Virginia. You know, the Pirates have lost the last 2 times they've been there in 2011 and 2013. They're underdogs again this week against a very talented Marshall team, so the Pirates are going to have to bring their A game on Saturday.
I've talked to a lot of fans that are concerned, Jeff, not because just of the way this season has started, but heck, we've seen some good teams. You've traveled with some really good teams to Huntington, and unfortunately the Pirates have come away with losses there. It's been a tough place to play over the years, and as you just spoke to recently, it's been tough for the Pirates to get a win there.
Yeah, it really has, Cliff. They've had good football teams. I mean, let's face it, Doc Holliday had a great run there, and then he was, like, shockingly fired. It was pretty amazing. Last year, Marshall was undefeated. They were ranked 15th in the country, and within a matter of weeks, the head football coach was fired, and that was a head-scratcher. But that's what happened. They're having a lot of turnover now at Marshall in a number of positions, including Mike Hamrick, who was the athletics director at ECU. Mike's contract was not renewed this past summer, and so he is out as athletics director as of June the 30th. And I know they're looking for a new president as well at Marshall. So they're going through some personnel changes there. But I'll tell you what, Cliff, Charles Huff has stepped in, and he has really done a nice job. Now, Navy, at least to this point, is not a very good football team, and Marshall beat them up really bad, 49-7. And then they played North Carolina Central last week and also beat them up as well. So this is a football team that's off to a great start. I don't care who they've played. Their offense has been terrific. They're averaging 46.5 points per game, and their defense has been really lights out as well. So this looks to be a good football team again this year. They're picked to win Conference USA. So unlike Mike Houston, who came into ECU when the cupboard was bare, coming in for Coach Montgomery, I think Coach Huff has come into a situation at Marshall where the cupboard was pretty well stocked with a winning program, a winning culture, and a lot of guys coming back from last year's team. So it's a little bit of a different scenario for the two programs right now.
That's a good point, Jeff. And, man, outscoring opponents 93-17 in your first 2 games. Really doesn't matter who you play. That's impressive, Ed. But Charles Huff said himself this week that this will be the toughest test, certainly, that Marshall has seen in the 2021 season. Jeff, I don't know how much you know about the situation. We'll talk to Steve Cotton. Might bring it up with him later on this week, the play-by-play voice of Marshall. But what do you think the split was on the fans when Doc Holliday was fired. Have you talked to Steve about that, or any other Marshall people about, how many people were saying, okay, it is time to move on, and how many people were like you and I that were shocked by the decision?
I think probably a mixture. You know how fan bases are, Cliff. They always want more, and Coach has been at an institution for a number of years. There are going to be people that are disgruntled that always feel like their program should be better than maybe it's capable of being. And I think you probably see that sentiment on both sides. I mean, to an outsider like you and me looking into the situation, it was really head-scratching to see that happen. But, again, we don't know exactly everything, probably. I think there were some external forces that got involved in it, like usually happens with coaching changes. So I would think the overall majority of people, though, Cliff, because Doc Holliday was so successful, I think they were probably as surprised as anyone else that he was let go. There are probably those few people that are like fan bases everywhere that don't understand why you don't win 10 or 11 games every year and win bowl games and, finish in the top 25, which Marshall has been able to do on occasion. But for a program like Marshall or a program like East Carolina, that's not going to happen every year.
Jeff, while we're talking about coaching changes, I thought about this one. This is a bit of an odd story this week, what's going on in Annapolis. So Navy fired their offensive coordinator, who had been there a long time, Ivan Jasper, and it came out that, and I'd like to get your insight on this too, how these things work. I would just assume that the head coach, goes in and fires the OC, and that's how it's done. But the athletic director fired the offensive coordinator. Ken Niumatalolo went to that athletics director and said, this isn't the way it should be. We're better with him. So they bring him back, but as a quarterback's coach and not the offensive coordinator. So Ivan Jasper was fired, brought back in, now has a different role with the team. And you want to talk about a mess on the field, it sounds like there's one going on off the field as well. But what do you think about that story? Firing a guy and bringing him back a day or two later?
Well, I think it makes Navy look really bad, to be honest with you, Cliff. And Chet Gladchuk is the athletics director there. He's been there for a number of years. He is a, quote, football guy. And I think he just made a decision that probably Ken Niumatalolo either was not informed about that decision or he found out later about it. And you really wonder why an athletic director would do that. I don't think that's good for your program when an athletic director's steps in and just fires one of the guys on the football staff. So it sounds like that there is something going on there between the football coach and the AD at Navy, and that's never a good thing. I mean, people have to be in the same boat rowing together if you're going to be successful. So I think it's a bad look for Navy. I really do.
Yeah.
And Coach Ken Niumatalolo has not had the success here in recent years that he did for that long tenure that, Navy was just cranking out winning seasons and winning bowl games. They have gone downhill just a bit, and I think that the powers to be maybe see that happening. Coach Niumatalolo has been there for 14 years, and the man that you mentioned, Ivan Jasper's been with the program 19 years, and he and Coach Niumatalolo, I assume, are very close. And when you read the comments that Ken had about him, he said, this guy is one of the best option coaches around, and we are a much better football program with him on our staff. So there's something going on there, Cliff. It's a good look for Navy, let's be honest.
No doubt about it. Talking to the voice, Jeff Charles. We'll circle back to ECU before we end the conversation, Jeff. But while we're talking coaches, Clay Helton fired at USC, and now they're the first team to have an opening, so they can go out and get the guy they want, but all these other coaches that they want are going to be coaching football for the remainder of the season. Luke Fickell's name has been one, Jeff, that has been discussed, and we don't know what's in the mind of Luke Fickell, but I know we've talked about him a lot in the past, and he is a Midwest guy, a kind of a Big Ten area guy, and I don't know, do you think he would make the jump out to California and coach the Trojans?
I would be shocked if Luke Fickell took that job, Cliff. I really would. And not only is he a Midwest guy, he's an Ohio guy. He's never lived out of the Buckeye State his entire life, and he has young kids. Does he want to move to Los Angeles? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I would be shocked if he took the job. I
Right.
would.
Speaking of Cincinnati, how about their game this week with Indiana, Jeff? They got a couple of trips to Indiana on the docket. First, it's the Hoosiers, who, entered the season a top 15 team. They were crushed by Iowa, and we'll see how good they are when they take on the Bearcats Saturday. Then Cincinnati, if they can get past that one, has another marquee game with Notre Dame in South Bend. So it's a big couple of weeks here for Luke Fickell and the Bearcats.
Yeah, it really is. They'll play against Brian Kelly at Notre Dame. Brian Kelly was the former head coach of Cincinnati. Left Cincinnati to go to Notre Dame. So there's a storyline there as well, Clip. And yes, this Indiana team came in with high expectations. I know they're not quite off to the start that they would like to have, but they're still very good. So these are a couple of big tests for Cincinnati coming up. I mean, the bloom could be off of the rose pretty quick if they can't win at least one of those games. And they're going to have their work cut out for them in both of those games. But, hey, give them credit. Here they are, number 8 in the nation. I was visiting with one of my friends from Ohio earlier this week, and I said, when did you ever think that Cincinnati would be ranked ahead of Ohio State? Well, they are this week. Cincinnati's ranked number 8, and Ohio State's ranked number 9.
Ohio State falling to Oregon last week, so we've seen 2 of the top teams in the country already lose. Of course, Clemson losing to another top team in Georgia. Alabama taking on Florida this week. Jeff, I don't talk lines with you. I save that for other guests, but Florida is a 14-point underdog to Alabama. Florida would be a favorite at home against just about every other team in the country. It tells you where Alabama is, even with a freshman quarterback. But do you ever get to watch the greatness of Alabama football, Jeff? They're playing a different game than the rest of college football for the most part.
Well, I do occasionally, Clip, but I can't really say that I've sat down and watched an entire Alabama football game in recent memory, to be honest with you. But you're right. Right now, they're at a different level. And you talk about the other teams that are, in the top 5 or whatever, but you really don't see any of them being able to beat them. Could Clemson beat them? I doubt it. Could Ohio State beat them? I doubt it. Could Oklahoma beat them? Probably not. Notre Dame? Probably not. I mean, you just go right down the list, and they're just at a different level right now. Everybody else is playing catch-up. And so give Nick Saban credit. I mean, there are those out there who say if he's not the best college football coach ever, he certainly is right there at the top in the conversation with maybe 2 or 3 others. So it's a machine. What can you say? They go out there every week, they destroy people, and until somebody knocks them off, they're the best team in the country, and I don't know what's going to happen this year.
Yeah, it's frustrating because you want to see different teams at the top of the mountain, but also it is it's beautiful to watch a team execute the way they do, and you just don't see it in other games on Saturdays. And speaking of that, Jeff, you certainly didn't see it from the offenses Saturday at Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium. That was a rough one for both South Carolina and East Carolina. And, Jeff, as you know, we get a lot of calls after the game, a lot of comments. I'm sure you get asked, too, from people, what's going on with the offense, with the coordinator, quarterback, receivers dropping balls, all of the above. What's your take on right now the quarterback position, and really, I guess, Mike Houston and Donnie Kirkpatrick's weariness of going to somebody other than Holton Ahlers? They just seem like they're not ready to go that route yet. And Mike Houston, doubled down this week, said Holton gives him the best chance to win. He's the guy. And it just sounds like nobody behind Holton Ahlers right now, they have confidence or trust in anybody to go out there and move the ball down the field.
Well, you mentioned the word trust, Clip, and I trust the coach's judgment. I mean, they're there with the players each and every day. They spend countless hours with them on the practice field and watching tape and in meetings, and they feel that Holton is the guy that gives them the best chance to win. As you mentioned, and obviously they just don't feel like Mason Garcia is ready to put him in the game yet. So that's their decision to make, and as Pirate fans, I know they certainly have their opinions on what's going on, but when I look at this offense, Clip, I think as much as anything, they've played against 2 really good defenses. And I know a lot of people probably don't want to hear that, but Appalachian State's got a really good defense. And South Carolina, the strength of their team is certainly their defense and not their offense. And I know in talking to the coaches after the game this past Saturday, they just said the speed of South Carolina's defense, especially their corners, was even better than what they thought going in. So there are a lot of things that they have tried to do these first couple of weeks, and they haven't worked because they've been playing against 2 very good defenses with good athletes and quick athletes and good schemes and veteran guys. I mean, that Appalachian State team, we talked about all those fifth-year seniors and even some sixth-year guys and some four-year guys who have played a lot of football. And South Carolina had a lot of experience, too. Their front four, the four were seniors, and they have a lot of guys who are just really, really good athletes. And sometimes when, you're trying to execute, you've got the play called, but sometimes you're going up against somebody who might be a little bit better, a little bit quicker, and it can blow that play up. So I think as much as anything, it's been the defenses that East Carolina has played against. Now, can they do a lot better? Yes. You mentioned the drop balls. Yes, you can do better as far as that's concerned. But I'll tell you what really has me concerned about this offense, Clip, is they cannot, and I mean cannot convert on third down.
Yeah.
And that was a problem last year. I mean, last year at the end of the season, the Pirates were only 31% on third down, and it's even worse this year. So they're going to find a way to figure that out. That's going to be one of my first questions to Donnie Kirkpatrick this week. What can you guys do to get better on third down? Because and everybody knows watching these first two games, I mean, how many 3-downs-and-out series have we seen? So they've got to try and figure that out. I think they've got enough weapons that they're going to be able to score. In fact, Cliff, when you and I talked before the season started, I said, I think this team's going to be able to score points. My question was, are they going to be able to stop anybody? Well, they've done a pretty good job defensively, and now offensively they're searching to get things going. So we'll see. It's not going to be easy this week. I know in these games against Marshall, this doesn't matter really who the coach is, Cliff, down through the years, and I've worked with 8 of them now at ECU, coaches in football. Going into a Marshall game, regardless of who the coach is, the coaches would come out of those games and say to me this. They would say, when I looked out on the field, I think Steve Logan was the first one to say this, when I looked out on the field and I watched the games, coached the games, you had two very evenly matched teams. The teams almost mirrored each other as far as how they looked physically, how good they were athletically, the speed and quickness, the strength, the size. They just about mirror each other every time East Carolina and Marshall match up, and that's understandable because oftentimes these two schools are recruiting against each other from the same talent pool. So I would expect that to be the case again on Saturday. I think you'll see two teams that match up well against each other, but the difference is, just like we talked about going into the Appalachian State game, Marshall, like Appalachian, knows how to win. They have a winning culture, and East Carolina's had 6 straight losing seasons. And that is a factor when you go into games.
Well said. Jeff Charles joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Jeff will wrap it up with baseball. Bad loss for the Reds last night. They lose to the Pirates, but just a half game behind the Cardinals for the final wild card spot. Now, whoever wins that second wild card spot is going to have to meet up with the Dodgers and or the I guess the Giants, but it looks like it's going to be the Dodgers, and that may not be a pleasant experience. But would be nice, Jeff. We've talked over the years about the Reds and trying to rebuild, trying to turn into a winner, and just making the postseason will be big for Cincinnati this year.
Yeah, it really would. It'd be good for the franchise. Obviously, there is some excitement back with Cincinnati baseball, and I think that would be good. It's good to see David Bell, who just a few years ago was over with the Mudcats as the manager with the Mudcats, the manager now with the Cincinnati Reds. So it would be good for a young skipper like that to get his team into the playoffs, and they've had kind of an interesting year. Some guys who they thought were going to have big years, like Eugenio Suarez, has really struggled this year. He's hit a few home runs here lately, but they were expecting more out of him. Their pitching at times has been up and down, but through it all, and it is a marathon, they have been able to hang in there, and they've gotten themselves in a position now to get in the playoffs. And Cliff, as we talk baseball just a bit, you probably saw the story, and I mentioned it on my sportscast today about Ryan Braun hanging it up with the Milwaukee Brewers. And, what a great career he had. Over 300 home runs with Milwaukee, the all-time home run hitting champion with the Milwaukee franchise. And so that was an interesting story that developed in baseball. 37 years old. He's had some injury problems here the last couple of years. But Ryan Braun, in his prime for about a 6-year period there, was about as good as anybody in baseball. And now at age 37, I think the years and the injuries have caught up to him, and he decided to retire. But he's probably a guy that, is on the fence, as far as the Hall of Famer is concerned. I don't know if he's quite there, but, he's certainly in the conversation, I would think.
He is, and he's also got the performance-enhancing drugs attached to him as well, Jeff, and we've seen that keep people out of the Hall of Fame. I think one day, I don't know, I think one day maybe all these guys who are not in due to them being attached to that might get in. When 10, 20 years go, down the road, Jeff. But that's something that's keeping these greats out of the Hall of Fame, at least to this point.
Yeah, it really is, and that's a really good point, Clip. And he was caught up in all of that in that Miami situation a few years ago. So that's a black mark against him. There's no question.
Jeff,
he really had a great career.
No doubt he did. Jeff, always enjoyed the chat. Have a great call coming up on Saturday. We'll check in with you on the Bud Light pregame tailgate and also hear your interviews with Donnie Kirkpatrick and Blake Harrell. We appreciate your time today, Voice, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks so much, Cliff. Look forward to it next week.
Jeff Charles joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Let's take a time out. We'll come back. Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Wager McGhee is in the house, and he has a ton of games he likes this weekend. We'll try to go over them all, college and NFL. We'll do that when we return after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a 2021 GMC Sierra and save over $3,500. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty on all new and pre-owned vehicles.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of Pirates and ENC. Open 7 days a week from noon until 2 a.m., the Buck features live music every night of the week. Tuesday is karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday is acoustic night. Thursday is the DJ Dance Party. And Friday and Saturday nights, it's live bands. Check out the Buck's Facebook or Instagram page for more information. The Buccaneer Music Hall. We'll see you at the Buck.
My whole business just went up in flames. But my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owners insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
In studio with Gloria from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Gloria, what is cryotherapy?
Cryotherapy is when your body is exposed to extremely cold but therapeutic temperatures for several minutes. It has many benefits, including decreased pain, decreased inflammation, increased energy, and improved overall wellness. That's why at Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we offer a wide variety of services, including cryotherapy. So whether you're an athlete or whether you just want to give your health a boost, cryotherapy will help to ensure that you're feeling great and living well. So come chill with us and you'll be back for more.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
I can't live another day without air conditioning. Either you get it fixed or I'm out of here.
What? We have fans. Come on, hon. It's not that bad.
I am hot. The kids are hot. Even the dog is hot. Get the AC fixed or get a new train system installed.
Fine. I'll call Delcor, the service professionals. Is that okay, babe?
Yes. Just do it. Like now. Replace our old system or else I may replace you.
Okay. I'll call today and get a new train system because, it's hard to stop a train.
Mom, are you really going to replace Dad?
No, he just needs to know who's boss around here.
You're the boss, Mom.
Right now, get $50 off your AC repair by mentioning the code #BeCool. Or go to DelcorINC.com for special train financing offers.
Delcor, the service professionals and marriage savers.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Are you starting to plan your holiday travel for this year? Book today on American Airlines at PGV and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines and PGV. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Select Bank and Trust. Banking is banking until the service is not the same. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? Try Select Bank and Trust. Bank local. Bank select. SelectBank.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency. From maximizing opportunities to minimizing risk, Town's insurance advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes. For personal or business insurance questions, call 756-8300 today. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday with Wager. We are already running late, so I don't even have time to ask how he's doing. I do have time to say that last week on the show, I jotted down some of your favorites. 4-5 in college, 5-4 in the NFL. Now, this is on Wednesday. You were an even 9-9, but you apparently had a good weekend, correct?
I did, yeah. So I'm in the 3 Vegas contests, and anybody can go online and see those before kickoff. So we have to submit them like Saturday. It's the Golden Nugget contest, which is 7 a week, Circa, NFL picks, and then the Westgate. So anybody can go on those sites and look at them, and then you can see what everybody picks if people care about it. And then they're up and available before kickoff for all those games. And I'm Wager McGhee in all 3 of those contests. So we were 5-0, 3-1-1,
good work,
and 5-2.
Awesome.
Long way to go.
Week 1, and they have a new added week for us to win or lose at the end of the NFL season.
Bonus.
All right, let's get right into it. East Carolina 10-point dogs against Marshall, and last week you liked South Carolina. You were on the winning side of a very ugly football game. I liked the Pirates outright, and when it was 14-0, I was feeling really good, and we know what happened the rest of that game. This week, are you going against the Pirates again?
Right now, I would. Yes,
I am.
I would lean. I just don't know what Marshall is, though. Right? I mean, they beat Navy 49-7, and
it sounds like our South Carolina conversation last week. We don't know what they are. Marshall's better than South Carolina. True or false? To be determined.
Yeah, I mean, because I think you got to look at schedules. I mean, like I said, 49-7 Navy, but Navy's really not very good. And then I can't remember the FCS team. They beat 44-10 last week.
North Carolina Central, show some respect.
There you go. All right. New head coach, offense coordinator, defense coordinator's gotten focused, but still, it's a new system there. So, I don't know. They're currently number 2 pass defense in the country, so I guess we're going to see. But then if you look at the totals, that's what I looked at. So you would think then Marshall should be able to slow ECU down or stop them, but the total was released at 53.5, and it's moved up 5 points to 58.5. So doesn't really sound like the Sharps that jumped on it, if that is who jumped on it early, think that's going to be a low-scoring game. So it's a tough place to play. They got to be pretty excited. So yes, until ECU shows anything, I would 10 maybe seems a little too much, but Marshall or nothing.
Let's run through this action. I wrote down the teams you like this week. We'll hit a minute or two on each game. UCF on the road at Louisville. The Cardinals looked awful against Ole Miss week 1. I didn't see who they played week 2. UCF, let's see, they beat Boise, and then I don't know what they did week 2.
They won 63-14 over Bethune-Cookman.
Okay.
You can see Louisville was awful. They were laying 28, and they were up 30-3, and wide open touchdown, and the receiver, drops as the celebration, drops the ball on the 1 yard line going into the end zone with nobody around him. Bad beat, so they won by 27.
You think that UCF should be a 7-point favorite at Louisville? You like the Knights?
I do, yeah. I think there's a lot of look aheads and bad spots and things like that. But also, last year with UCF, number one, they're 6-3 against the spread the last 9 non-conference, which goes over 3 seasons. I think they could make a case for being in the playoffs, right? They already got a really good win over Boise. They're going to have to beat Cincinnati. Number 2 rushing defense right now in the country. Number 2 total offense. Lead the country in touchdowns. 14 total touchdowns in 2 games, 622 yards a game. I just think Louisville's going to have a hard time. Louisville has to run the ball. Going to have a hard time. Remember last year, week 2, I think, UCF went to Georgia Tech, off Georgia Tech having a good win, and just rolled them 48-21, but put up 660 yards. Should have beat them a lot worse. It seems like a similar spot. So, yeah, I'd lay the 7 with UCF on the road.
You're also laying 7.5 on the road with what you have called in the past the worst college football coach in the country. What are you doing there with Maryland?
Maryland's quarterback and receivers are even worse, I think. So number 120, right? Currently, we're going. I mean, it's two game sample, but you got to use these sometimes, right? So, and Illinois has actually played 3 games, so we've seen them in week 0 as well. 120th ranked total defense, averaging giving up almost 500 yards of play. I watched them last week against Virginia.
I saw
at Virginia.
Yeah.
Quarterback is challenged. He doesn't have much time, and those receivers don't help him at all. They drop a ton of passes.
Maryland's got Tua's brother, right?
Yep, Lil Tua's Nua Tua, I think is
Nua Tua.
Yeah. Right now, Illinois is gonna have to run it. They did. That's how they beat Nebraska, to keep the pressure off that quarterback. Maryland 2 games in, but they played a really pretty good West Virginia team. And then last week, in what could be a flat spot, they won 62-0 over Howard. So it kind of got focused. Again, 2-0 against the spread early on. 17 starters back.
2-0.
2-0. I like it. That's the game day T-shirts.
Wager wants you to have a fun Friday night and take UCF and Maryland. Both of those games are Friday nights.
Oh yeah, just like tease them what you shouldn't do in college. Just
TGIF doesn't come on anymore. There's no Full House. There's no step by step. Watch college football and bet on it on Friday nights.
It's just easy money on Friday. Get your weekend started.
All right, Michigan State, Sparty, boy. They have come out hot in 2021. I had Northwestern week 1, and they looked awful, and maybe that was because Michigan State's good. We were against Miami last week. That turned out good for us. Wanted to App State to win it outright, but they were able to cover rather easily, almost win that game. This is a weird line. Miami 6.5 against Michigan State, and you are going to take Sparty here.
Yeah, I'm gonna get sucked in because it does seem like that Miami's due for a good game, right? So that they should have an offensive explosion here soon. But I don't know if this is the spot to do it again. And head coach Tucker from Michigan State didn't really have a chance to have any offseason last year. They jumped right into it and just kind of had to go about the season. Struggled last year, but 9 starters back. They've looked good so far. Again, that's usually a very tough Northwestern defense. Scored 38 then 42 last week in a game that they should have won. Miami's 0-2 against the spread, 5-8 the last 13 against the spread. And like we said, that with the head coach taking over defensive play calling this year, I think the pressure's on them a little bit more. I think Michigan State, I think they're live. But again, they'll probably get blown out. But I like 6.5. They're catching 6.5 on the road. Probably do some money line as well.
All right, 15 years ago or so, Virginia Tech, West Virginia would be like a marquee game. Now it's just a regular noon football game. This one in Morgantown, and you like the road Hokies.
I do, catching 3. I don't usually like betting against West Virginia there. There's been other spots that are really tough to play there, but the noon game's different than a night game. There's a lot of teams in really bad, my favorite look-ahead spot. Same thing here, West Virginia. I mean, they shouldn't be looking ahead because they really need to win, but their quarterback, Daggy, really struggled against Maryland as well. I think Virginia Tech's a better defense, shut down North Carolina and a pretty good veteran Middle Tennessee State team. West Virginia opens up Big 12 play next week at Oklahoma. Maybe looking ahead a little bit there. And it'd be great if it was 3.5. It just seems like a really tight under, maybe 50.5 as well. Tight, low scoring game. I'm taking the points.
I'm staying away completely. Cincinnati, this is a bad deal for them because if they go beat Indiana, the big boys will say, well, Indiana's no good. If they lose, Cincinnati can't hang with any Power 5, but they're going to win, right? Cincinnati's going to beat Indiana on Saturday.
Yes.
In Bloomington.
Yes.
All right.
I mean, laying 4, they they've got a better defense. I mean, I think
Indiana, that's their strength, right?
Defense or offense? I think it's the offense. But, I mean, you look at they got completely shut down by – you can't really compare in college. I know that gets you in trouble. But, I mean, the Iowa units that completely shut down Indiana is not –
What'd they do week 2?
Week 2, Indiana?
I'll look it up. Go ahead. Continue on.
Got the book. They beat Idaho 56-14.
Yeah.
So good bounce back for them there. But the Cincinnati defense is better than Iowa's defense.
Wow,
argue.
That's
They're ranked
statement.
higher. Every single unit's ranked higher. Number 2 defensive backs. Number 10 defensive line. I think Indiana's gonna have a tough time.
Is Cincinnati's offense better than Iowa's? Probably so,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So they're a better team than Iowa.
7 is Cincinnati out of conference is good again. They're trying to make statements, right? I mean, playoffs, except for Alabama, it's probably wide open, right? So all these teams can stake a claim to it with a couple good out of conference wins. 7-3 against the spread of the last 10 non-conference, and 16-9-1 against the spread run. Recently. It's 4 on the road, and Indiana, I'm sure, will be fired up for it. But I like Cincy.
All right, go Bearcats. I'll be with you there. Now Florida might keep it close. They might pull off a major upset on a fun day in Gainesville and get the country talking. But if you take Florida here, you've got a death wish. If you take anybody against Alabama, you're just like wanting to set money on fire. It's 14.5. And are you doing the Bama Slamma here, where you just take everything?
I think so. We always say ATB, which is across the board for people who don't know that. And I tried to fight it this year, thinking maybe they're not the same. First half, the halftime score so far, Alabama 2 games, 27-3 and 31-0. They're so well coached. I mean, I don't think that's a surprise. But and so many new pieces, you may need a roster card to figure out who it is. 8-3 against the spread last year against the SEC, so jumping back into that, and a 10-4 last 14 run. Rematch the SEC championship game, obviously, and all those pieces from Florida are gone. Alabama seems to replace theirs, and Alabama gained 605 yards in that game and scored 52 points. I watched the Florida game last week a little bit. I don't know if you watched it. They're still rotating quarterbacks. They got one guy that runs a little bit, Avery. One guy just kind of drops back and tries to throw it 50 or 60 yards. There's no intermediate passing game, so there's nothing 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7s. To me, it just seems like they're going to struggle on 3rd down conversions, force them off the field, and Alabama will be able to grind away on offense against them. I think Bama could roll in this one.
All right, I'll try to remember to keep an eye on this one during the Bud Light pregame tailgate on Saturday. We'll be with you at 2 o'clock watching games, talking Pirates and Herd. Mississippi State at Memphis. And NC State went to Starkville, and that was no fun for the Wolfpack last week. Now Mississippi State goes on the road to the Liberty Bowl, and Leach's guys are -3.5. There's I listened to Pick Central on Barstool, and Ben Mintz, who's been on this show before, is an Ole Miss guy, but he talks about Mike Leach as a dog is just fantastic historically. But what about Mike Leach as a favorite here?
I mean,
still going to roll with it?
Yeah, I looked at the other side on that because I know Liberty Bowl is a tough place to play, but Memphis is only 5-8 against the spread the last 13. It used to be. They used to have a great ATS, but it's been a few years back. I think maybe when Paxton Lynch was the quarterback. But I mean, that defense is one of the worst in the country right now. They're 128th out of 130 in passing yards allowed. They just give up 50 to Arkansas State, and I know Blackman, the transfer from Florida State, is Arkansas State. Well, interested in see how they do out at Washington this week. But Memphis is 125th total defense in the country so far. I know you can't put too much stock in the early season, but they've played Nicholls State and Arkansas State. Mississippi State's been pushed both weeks, right? They had to come back and beat La
Tech and State,
and then play good NC State. They could be flat here, and they play LSU next week, so it's a bad look-ahead spot there. But it's also a little bit of a rival for them out of conference. 3.5 to 64 is what I kind of like on the over if that Mississippi State and Memphis defense that have been around for a couple of weeks show up. So, but I like the Bulldogs.
Let's take a timeout. We'll come back. Wager always has a play on Georgia State one way or the other. He was fading them last week. It worked out. We'll see what he has this week. We'll talk South Carolina, Georgia, Auburn, Penn State, Virginia, UNC, and then we'll dive into the NFL. So we got a lot to go here with Wager McGhee on a Wednesday with Wager. We're back with more after this.
Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. At Grifols, it adds up fast. New donors can earn up to $1,000 in your very first month. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA, 505 South Memorial Drive, Greenville. Find your donor center at grifolsplasma.com. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay.
Tommy's Express Car Wash is the car wash Greenville is talking about. At the corner of Red Banks Road and Greenville Boulevard, this state-of-the-art wash will keep your car looking great. And now Tommy's has just launched its new 2.0 Tommy's Express app. And anyone who downloads the app now will receive 30 free days of washing with their top-of-the-line wash, the Works Wash. Download the Tommy's Express app now by going to your app store or visit them on location, open 7 days a week at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road.
Down East Wood Ducks baseball is back for the final series of the season. Come out Friday, September 17th for a spectacular fireworks show. Get your tickets now at woodducksbaseball.com. See you at Granger Stadium for Wood Ducks baseball. Go Woodies!
The UPS store in Winterville is now open on Fire Tower Road, across from Marabella Pizza and beside Subway. Trust the UPS store in Winterville with pack and ship guarantee and same-day printing. When it comes to shipping, the UPS store in Winterville has everything you need in one place. The boxes, the packing material, and all the assistance along with on-site notary, passport photos, and business and printing service and freight. The UPS store, now open in Winterville 7 days a week. The UPS store in Winterville is your premier location. Go Pirates!
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Bone. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Discount Mattress and Furniture, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville. Everything must go up 75% off. Air conditioners, $199. Refrigerators, $199. Dryers, $199. Queen mattresses, $199. ECU purple chairs, $99. Everything must go up 75% off. Discount Mattress and Furniture, by the railroad track, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville. Winning is not everything, it's the only thing.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. A wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. Available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Select Bank and Trust. Banking is banking until the service is not the same. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? Try Select Bank and Trust. Bank local. Bank select. SelectBank.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Villa Verde on 10th Street and Villa Verde Dos by the hospital are open for you, serving unique and healthy dishes from the Dominican Republic. Order online at myvillaverde.com or the Villa Verde app. Order a family meal that feeds 6 to 7 people, and they'll have it ready for curbside pickup today. Whether it's dine-in or takeout, Villa Verde is a platform for good. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Alrighty, hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Coming up in hour 3, Bryce Williams will join us. We will talk Pirates and Herd. He has played for both of those schools as he transferred from Marshall to come over here to play football at ECU. We'll hear from Mike Houston and the head coach of the Herd, Charles Huff, and make you a winner. All that in hour 3. All right, back with Wager McGhee. A few more college games to hit, Wager. We won't have time to hit them all, but Georgia State, you went with UNC last week on a big bounce back. They hammered the Panthers, and this week, Georgia State is favored in a game after getting blown out in weeks 1 and 2, and you're saying they shouldn't be favored.
I don't see why they would be favored here. So, and it's a bad spot off of that as well. So, I mean, so far they've allowed 102 points. I mean, they've got to be a little bit beaten up. Got Army in week 1 and then Carolina last week. I like Charlotte. So, I mean, it's, again, I don't think there's much else to say. So they're getting 4 points. Money line as well. I just think it's a really tough spot for Georgia State off those 2 games. And Charlotte's had a pretty easy last week. They not FCS after the win against Duke. So.
All right, South Carolina, I know how bad they are, but Stephen and I both picked South Carolina plus the points against Georgia. But I said I like the under. You're leaning that way too, right? Like South Carolina, I know they stink, and I thought that they would beat Vanderbilt, but I know you don't know the local TV guys. You're not from around these parts, but Brett Kennedy from CTI 12 went to Colorado State. He talked me into taking the Rams last week. And I don't know if Vanderbilt won outright. Do you remember if they did?
They did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Went outright.
So now I'm going to take Vanderbilt to beat South Carolina. Thanks, Brett, for the bad pick.
I kind of like Toledo playing. They're hosting Colorado State this week. But there's like
fade the Rams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fade the Kennedy. South Carolina, Georgia, under?
I think so. Number 1 total defense with Georgia. Number 4 total defense, South Carolina. I don't think South Carolina scores. I mean, they're 32-point favorite and the total's 48.
What does that mean?
Figure out those
30.
team totals.
Yeah.
42-10 is 50, 41-9.
50.
We're getting 40-8 is the expected score.
Yeah. So South Carolina's team total is legit going to be like
8.
7.5, 8.5.
Yeah, I mean 40-8 is 48 and 32-point spread. So
wow.
I would take the under 8 on that. I guess Georgia could get there. All of a sudden, people saw that last week. That's a good UAB team and a good defense. I don't know a spot or not, but
did they have their quarterbacks banged up or not?
Who, Georgia?
JT Daniels, maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe. They can just grind it away there. But yeah, I like the under in the 48 there. The 2 you asked me to look at, Utah, San Diego State, I'd be under as well. That's a 44.
JT Daniels' condition is improving, but Kirby Smart isn't ready to make any decision on who will start at quarterback. So
he's starting. That's coach speak for he's starting. Yeah.
All right, let's hit 1 or 2 more college games. Virginia +8 against North Carolina. You going to go with the Cavs?
I'm going to go over in this one. So,
okay.
Yeah, but I do like the Cavs in that. But I last year it was a 44-41 game that Virginia beat North Carolina, so it's kind of a revenge spot for Carolina. Obviously, they got right last week. They were a favorite. Virginia's 4-0 straight up and against the spread the last 4 in the series. And, Bronco, is since he's been a coach there in 5 years, is 4-1 straight up against them. So he's kind of got their number a little bit. But the total in the first 2 years that Mac's been there with Broncos, the total's been 77 for the 2 matchups there, and the total for this week is 66.5. I lean to getting the points. Virginia just slings it around a little bit there, but I think that game last week with Carolina against State will probably give them a little confidence.
All right, let's hit 1 more. You have more plays. Good job tweeting out your picks last week. That was cool.
Yeah,
doing that.
I think that was the contest. That was the I'll try to do that. I forgot on the NFL, so sorry.
All right, you
1 tweet a week.
I have no clue what this game. I'll probably just watch, try to keep up with while ECU's playing, but I don't know anything about these teams. Auburn, Penn State. It's a cool matchup on paper anyway. You're going to take the road dog in this game, Auburn.
I think so. I mean, it's a whole lot of different things, right? I mean, Penn State played a really good, tough game against Wisconsin. Auburn hasn't played anybody yet, but has looked great. I mean, the Ball State team is okay.
I've never seen Bo Nix play good.
Yeah,
I'm sure he has, but every game I've watched him, he has not played good.
Because even that game, what was that? They beat Oregon in the season opener 2 or 3 years ago, but he didn't have a great game then. So we always talk about Frank. I was on Penn State last week because he's a bully. He loves being a favorite against teams that he can really grind away. But as a home favorite, he's 3-6-1 against the spread. Last year, he was 1-3 straight up and against the spread in lines that were 6 points or less. This is the 6-point game. He was actually 0-3 straight up as a favorite or 6 or less. So tight games, his spot is either as a big favorite or as a dog. A small favorite, he's not very good in that role. He hasn't been. And then, I mean, Auburn's going through a transition, but when whatever his name was Boise as a head coach, he was
Carson?
Yeah, he was 4-1 against the spread as a road dog, and that's where they always thrived, right? Going on the road, being an underdog. So he's used to that mentality, and he's got a good coaching staff there. I just don't know what they are, but man, they've looked good so far. Right now, I mean, Auburn's number one team or number one offense in the country, tied with UCF for 14 touchdowns through 2 games.
What cupcakes have they played?
Ball, and it was a non-conference last week. So Akron. Beat Akron in week 1 60-10, and beat Alabama State last week 62-0.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, that's what they're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
So they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything they're not supposed to, and they've rolled up. They're averaging 575 yards. I Penn State to me is the one that's going to have to prove it, because Auburn's going to have some better skill, athlete, a little bit more speed. SEC going to a Big Ten. I just like them catching the 6 points. So,
all right, fair enough. You like trends, right?
I love trends.
Daniel Jones 4-0 against Washington, 4 in infinity against every other team.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people that want that side, right? Are they the home? They're the home team.
It's at Washington, which means nothing.
Okay.
They have a crap stadium. Nobody's going to be there. Yeah. Dreadful game. All right. You like the Cowboys-Chargers over. You'll probably like the Cowboys over every week. Their offense is great. Chargers look good, and you don't need to tell me what happened, Wager. I watched the Chargers beat Washington, but a million red zone opportunities and just weird stuff happened in that game. But you think there'll be a lot of points in this one?
Yeah, they led the league in this week, 1 week again, but some teams are a little bit slower than others getting up to speed on offense, and Chargers got in the red zone 6 times, which is the most of anybody in the league. Dallas got to the red zone 4 times, and both teams only converted 3 of 10. You would think week 2 is going to be better conversions, that they're still going to be able to have those opportunities. So yes, I like it. I mean, now with the late turnaround with the Chargers and Herbert, they're 5-0 straight up and against the spread the last 5 games. And if you look at long-term trends, they're actually 12-2 straight up the last 14 and 4-1 against the spread last 5 against NFC opponents. So I kind of lean towards the Chargers a little bit. Dallas, was on the road with Tampa. I know they got extra days, but they're Tampa to LA. So it's some long bi-coastal travel, looking ahead to a Monday night game with the Eagles the following week. So but yeah, I think it's going to be a fun shoot. There's 2 or 3, but that one could be a really entertaining shootout game.
All right, Monday night. Shout out if you had Lions 49ers over 72. You would have won that. Did you see the end of that game? Do you know what happened?
Well, they were. It depended on the contest.
It was 41-17 with 2 minutes left,
and they scored.
And the Lions got touchdown 2-pointer, onside touchdown 2-pointer. Niners fumbled, and then the Lions had a chance to tie the game. It was insane.
Contest lines were 7.5, I think, but I think the game closed at 9. So if you where you get it, it's early in the week. It was 7.5. I think there were some 8s, but I think it closed at like 9 or 9.5. But that's what the Lions do. The Lions just backdoor people.
Yeah, well, they did. Like, you think they'll score some points against the Packers, and the Packers will do their part? You like the over there?
I do, and I like actually taking the 10.5 there and getting a backdoor. So because Rodgers, if he is focused at all, will lose focus in the second half when they get up, because they're at San Francisco next week, which is his team, and going back home and all that stuff. So, and last year Detroit hung tough, and I think it was week 14 or 15, backdoored them with a late field goal. So, 42-21 and 31-24 were the games. And the teams that played bad last week, and the Packers and the Falcons were the only two that didn't score, are going to score points this week. So I think Green Bay will score a ton.
I made a last-minute call watching the game with Panthers fan Chandler that I would take the Panthers on Sunday. They were able to cover against the Jets. You're going against the Jets again with the Patriots -6 on the road.
Yeah, and Rookie of the Year Mac Jones there. So he didn't do anything that actually cost them that game. I mean, they were really good. New England was probably the most efficient offense in week 1. They were 11 of 16 on third down. They had 4 trips to the red zone, but the running backs fumbled 2 times. And Mac had a really good game there. Jets, key left tackle Becton is out now for dislocated his kneecap, out 4 to 5 weeks. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball. They haven't in a series last 10 games. New England's won all 10. They're 6-4 against the spread. The average score in those are 30-11. And again, remember on the other side, you got a rookie quarterback for the Jets without the main cog on the offensive line, and Belichick on the other side. I think there's a stat about Belichick versus rookie quarterback. So, I like it. I mean, it's gone. I think it opened at 3.5. It's up to 6, but. Mac and that Wilson's going to get asked to win the game, which is what they tried to do last week. Mac just is manage it a little bit early on and just not lose it. I really like New England in that spot.
A game that's not on the list here, but I do want to bring up. We have Panthers fans here. I'm starting to love the Panthers this weekend. The Saints. It's that whole week 1, week 2. It's the week-to-week NFL. If you are too high, you're going to come back down quickly. I like the Panthers to win outright on Sunday. What do you think about that matchup?
Well, I saw a note yesterday. I think it's 6 offensive coaches for the Saints are in COVID protocol.
All right, yeah.
So
1 player, 1 water boy. They got a bunch of people.
Yeah, so they got 8 total staff members, and it's at Carolina, right?
Yeah.
So back-to-back road games, if you want to look at that, which it is. I mean, Jacksonville up there. Yeah, you would think that they were going to come back down in week 2 a little bit.
Jameis has to get that touchdown interception ratio close to even.
Yes.
So he's due for 5 picks.
Yeah.
Jameis over under 2.5 picks on Sunday. Take the over.
Yeah, it could be a good play. I mean, you're getting 3.5 or something. I remember, I think last year they were really close, but I mean, our favorite Bridgewater was the quarterback in some of those games, and I think they covered both of those games against the Saints last year. Tight games that I think Teddy backdoored, but that's what Teddy does.
I mean, I see a close game here. The Panthers might play a lot of close games.
Yeah.
I mean, with the way they play. All right, we'll take a timeout. Got 2. We might hit all the games on this paper. We went pretty good speed there, Wager.
Yeah.
I got 2 more NFL games to discuss, and then I left out some college games, so we might hit them all. We might have time.
Wow.
We'll be back with more on a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hello, Greenville and Pitt County. We at Pitt County Schools want you to know that we are a thriving and connected school system ready and open for all students this year. We are offering all in-person learning with limited virtual options while operating on a 5-day, full-day schedule for our 38 school campuses. Pitt County Schools offers rigorous academic opportunities such as dual language programs, STEM engagement, global education, and college readiness. We also offer competitive athletics, full support for exceptional children, and career readiness opportunities such as paid apprenticeships and unique business partnerships. Pitt County Schools is fully committed to engage, empower, and elevate every student every day. Visit our website today at pittschools.org, where you'll find our new jam-packed strategic plan, our new mission and vision, our profile of a learner, or check out our unique preschools, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, and early colleges. Pitt County Schools, engaging, empowering, and elevating every student every day.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
Have you been waiting to try CBD? ENS Hemp on Fire Tower Road in Greenville is the area leader in CBD. We want to educate you on how our products work with your endocannabinoid system. These products are all natural and non-addictive. ENS offers a variety of products to meet your needs. Tinctures, edibles, topicals, and even smokable items. Customer feedback indicates relief from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD, just to name a few. ENS Hemp is located on Fire Tower Road. Also, check us out on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
Do you suffer from pain, anxiety, or sleeping issues? Eastern Healthcare has a solution for you. Eastern Healthcare is the premier CBD store with retailer quality products to help with any ailment you might have. They carry nationally recognized brands such as Curative's Delta 8, CBD Distillery, and Charlotte's Web with a wide variety of delivery systems.
This is Adam from Eastern Healthcare. Come visit our store at 2245 Stantonburg Road across from Vidant Hospital or call 227-4199. Eastern Healthcare. Wellness starts here.
Sawyer's Fun Park is now open in Greenville. This state-of-the-art 40,000 square foot facility features a 2-story LED interactive laser tag, a one-of-a-kind 2-story ninja course, a ropes course with a 180-degree zip line, and it's only one of 5 in the country that are indoors. Multiple climbing walls, a super cool arcade with 40-plus games, and a brand-new full-service cafe and bar for adults. Visit the brand-new Sawyer's Fun Park, now open, located right behind ARU on Corey Road, Greenville.
Blue 42! Blue 42! Unlike football, life doesn't take a timeout, and anything can happen at any time. Unfortunately, anything isn't always a good thing. You need auto and life coverage, and agents there for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You need North Carolina Farm Bureau insurance. Timeout, not even in our vocabulary.
Pirate fans, call Brian Coleman or CJ Messerly at 756-3007.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi. An independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
On Saturdays, your team needs you, your sofa needs you, and you need a Jersey Mike's sub. Get it all with free Saturday delivery when you order through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. This Saturday, while you watch the game at home, we're watching the grill at Jersey Mike's. Order through the Jersey Mike's app for free delivery on Saturdays, unless you're going to miss hearing this. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Pirate Radio, Pirate Radio.
Pirate.
Pirate.
Pirate Radio.
Pirate
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Select Bank and Trust. Banking is banking until the service is not the same. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? Try Select Bank and Trust. Bank local. Bank select. SelectBank.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. You work hard for your money at Carolina Wealth Management. We believe that your money should work hard for you. Do you know if it is? To learn more about your investment portfolio, go to mycarolinawealth.com to schedule a free consultation. That's mycarolinawealth.com. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. Wager McGhee is here going through the action, and it is bounce back week 2 in the NFL. One team is going to bounce back in a big way is the Buffalo Bills. You like the Bills on the road at Miami?
I do, yeah. The matchup of what Josh Allen, a couple of things, what he did against the Miami defense last year in 2 games. He threw for 641 yards. 417 of that was in week 2 at Miami. And then the Bills have won 5 straight versus Miami. They're 9-3 against the spread the last 12 games. And last year I looked at it, the 3, because he struggled last week, the 3 bad games last year when Josh Allen kind of struggled. He bounced back really well. The next week they were 3-0 straight up against the spread, and he threw for 307, 415, and 375. And again, it probably is regression to the mean of Miami, who really probably should not have won that game against New England, but did. I think Buffalo bounces back. 3.5-point favorite on the road. So, it's a bad number, but I'll bet I'll fall for it.
You like another 3.5-point game, but this time you like the dog. I don't know. I still don't know what the Eagles are. Where are the Falcons? You got the Jags and the Texans are the worst teams in the NFL. How far are the Falcons away from those teams?
I think right now they look like they're bad. So I would say the worst team, you figure Green Bay is not going to be as bad as what they look. Tennessee's not going to be bad as what they looked in week one. Then the ones that looked bad that you just aren't really sure, Jacksonville, the Giants, and Atlanta, right? Those were probably the next three worst teams out there.
But are you saying Philly's good?
I think Philly is good. I think it's a good spot for them. Like we talked about, San Francisco is going back home. They're back-to-back road, right? They were Detroit, and now they're going to Philadelphia, and they got to play Green Bay next week. They had 2 or 3 big losses. Lost Verrett, the cornerback, which is a big loss for them, and Mostert, the running back. Both are out for the year. And if you look at again, their pass defense struggled against Detroit. I know a lot of that was late in garbage time and stuff like that. But
they dominated.
I don't know. They had one long touchdown pass. They had I can't remember. It was like some short drives. Jimmy G didn't look great. He only had 17 completions. Only 2 players had more than 2 catches, and you could guess who those 2 are. So really, they still weren't spreading the ball around. I think they're going to try to work in Trey Lance a little bit. And despite looking really good last year, they're 3-7 straight up against the spread. One thing I look at, the offense that the Eagles are running, similar a little bit to some old Russell Wilson, Reed throw, and also Kyler. And both of those two teams can watch. Philly can watch film of how those two teams attacked San Francisco's defense over the years because they get to see them a lot. And San Francisco lost both games to Seattle last year, and then were 1-1 against Arizona. Lost week 1 as a dog. So, and Philly beat San Francisco. It was ugly, and it was Wentz versus Mullins, I think, were the quarterbacks. But Philly went to San Francisco and won last year. I think the Philly all year long is going to be the health of the offensive line, which they had nobody on the offensive line last year. Early on right now, I like them. I'll take 3.5 at home.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and plan on losing a game Sunday night. I'm going to buy the Chiefs down to 3 and take the Chiefs at Baltimore and lose that one because I'm a sucker.
I didn't put it on here. I know. I mean, the Harbaugh on Monday night as a dog or something like Sunday, whatever it is, primetime live is. I remember a couple years ago they were a slight dog to New England, and they buried them at home.
I know it's going to lose, but
I think it's ridiculous against the spread. I don't know if he hasn't covered. I thought that was a bad spot as week 1 look ahead as you can get going out there, and we talked about it. We like Las Vegas, so the Raiders are really good in prime time.
I felt so smart winning that game, even though they probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, it was the most stressful thing. I thought for sure somehow it seemed like they never should have lost that game, but at some point it could have been a pick 6 in overtime. I was really hoping he wouldn't kick that field goal. But, yeah, Baltimore bounce back makes no sense, but it should. Cleveland really dominated that game for about 3 quarters, and then Mahomes, as he does, throws one long touchdown pass, and then Cleveland starts struggling a little bit. And I was afraid because I had Cleveland +6 that for a second there I thought I was going to lose that game. So if you just trust in week 2 how it's going to happen, I think why we liked a little bit of why I liked Cleveland was the Super Bowl loser stat for week 1, and now I think Kansas City is 1-10-1 the last 12 against the spread. Yeah, take the Ravens as a home dog in this thing.
All right, people are clamoring. They want to know what you're going to do in the Wyoming-Ball State game. So,
I love Wyoming. I thought we talked about that one.
Nah, skipped over it.
Well,
you did. I didn't bring it up.
Yeah. Bad travel. I don't know if there's any worse than Ball State. They were at Penn State last week. So, they were Ball State, Indiana to Pennsylvania, now out to Wyoming. And this is one where there's a lot of teams that are in leagues and stuff. They're looking ahead to league opponents that really are like the prime, opponent that they've got to beat because Ball State could win the MAC. They play Toledo next week.
Okay,
that'll be a game that
Ball State is looking ahead to Toledo.
Oh, we definitely are going to talk about that one.
Wyoming is the pick here.
Well, Wyoming's good anyway. There are 21 starters back. They Boise and Air Force have the best offensive line and running backs. They just scored 50 on Northern Illinois, another MAC team. They struggled in week 1. I like them. To me, it's a bad spot for Ball State and a really good spot for Wyoming, who's going to go back home after scoring 50 points.
All right, you're an SMU believer. That's a tough line to look at. SMU -13 at Louisiana Tech. But you're going to go with it.
Yeah, Texters are 129th versus the pass. I know we didn't get anywhere near 100 last week. So, but this one, along with the 2 or 3 other high-scoring games that we've talked about. I think even BC and Temple could be a shootout. SMU's 119th versus the pass. La Tech's 129th. But SMU did get the cover. They turned it on late in the second half. They're a second, as Alabama we talked about first half. SMU in 2 games so far, second halves have won the second halves 21-6, 28-6. So really with some new pieces, making good adjustments, good coaching with learning their teams. But I'm not trusting the Louisiana Tech pass defense to slow down SMU.
All right, good one late Saturday night. Boise State hosting Oklahoma State. You like the Broncos -4.
I do. Where is it? Yeah, I mean, Oklahoma State now on a 4-8-1 against the spread the last 13, and Boise bounced back as they do at home. After the loss, if they blew that game to UCF and beat UTEP last week 54-13. I think Boise's defense and offensive line and stuff can hang with a team like that. They've got just as much talent to be able to push Oklahoma State around. Oklahoma State's offense is iffy. Their defense is good, so it could be kind of a low-scoring game. But, Oklahoma State only has 13 starters back and only 5 on offense. That's a tough place to go. They struggled against Tulsa last week, so they've struggled both games so far. I think Boise beats them. I like the 4.
What did you have Kansas at last Friday?
Oh.
I had +28.
Lost by hook. Yeah, 20.
You had 26.5?
No, I lost by hook. I was on Kansas. I was on the over, but I had the points.
+27.5. You would have won.
Sorry, 26.5.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got it up to 28. Because I'm a genius. That was awesome. Sorry, I didn't even text you because I figured you wouldn't buy points like that. That's what suckers do like me. But it got me a win, baby.
Good. I like Baylor this week. If you
That's
were
why I
leading
brought that
into
up.
that,
Yeah.
I mean, Baylor was. They got 17 starters back, and her new head coach that really didn't have much of an offseason last year. Getting with the COVID stuff and then just getting in place late and everything. But they were 2-7 last year straight up. One of their only wins was against Baylor or against Kansas as a 17-point favorite. They won 47-14. And they played really well last week, FCS team. But I'm telling you, I'd love a UTSA. Just bet UTSA each week. They really ground out a really tough win in week 1 against UTSA, I think, which was pretty impressive. Baylor's going to be good. Interesting thing, obviously, Baylor, Kansas, and Kansas just played Coastal. We didn't have Coastal on the sheet, but the old Buffalo coach and 3 of the good players left to go to Kansas in the offseason, right? So, and Coastal just
yeah, I saw a line. I was wondering why is Buffalo a 14-point home dog to Coastal, but
they're good. They run the same system that Coastal just saw against Kansas last week, and they beat them by 27. So, and I mean, not that Nebraska's great, but I mean, Buffalo was at Nebraska last week, got beat up a little bit.
Okay,
I like Coastal.
UTSA, you like them -12.5 against Middle?
Yes.
And then there's one game I can't find. Central Michigan. Who do they play?
Oh, they're at LSU catching 19.5. I love that one. I think they played really tough at Missouri week 1. It's a really good MAC team. I think they can hang in there. Remember a couple years ago they went to Miami, were catching 30 and lost 17-12. Should have won that game. You're right. We all remember those games. Coach O. I mean,
hey, what Central Michigan? What color? They're not the brown team, are they?
Blue.
They have brown.
He's not a good home favorite. He's 9-11 against the spread as a home favorite. They jump into the SEC next week against Mississippi State. So if 61 is probably a good number too, because the pass defense and for LSU run defense, obviously we saw struggle a little bit, and the Central Michigan Missouri game was 31-24. So I think they hang on. And late night for your really catch up. Lay the 7 with San Jose State at Hawaii.
Eastern Michigan wears green. Western wears brown. Central wears the dark reddish color, right?
Garnet and gold, almost Florida State color a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking about that while you were talking. What did you say your late night special was?
San Jose is playing Hawaii. So
they let me down week 1.
Yeah, Hawaii's not good. San Jose's the coach now is 16-6 against the spread. They won last year, 35-24 in that. Really good team. ninth rated pass offense right now, including a game against USC. And Hawaii's 117th, 113th pass defense.
We got every game on the sheet done, and probably threw in 3 or 4 more.
Just bonus free money. So check. Yeah, we'll try to not lose the juice this week on the show.
There you go.
But there's like 30 of them, so yeah. I'll try to post more than once.
All right, Wager, enjoyed it, man.
Me too. Thank you.
Good luck this weekend, and good luck in all your contests. You did a great job week 1, so keep that rolling.
Yeah, long time ago. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Say thank you one more time.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. Now we can wrap it up. Bryce Williams will be hanging out in the 3rd hour. We'll talk Pirates and Herd. He knows quite a bit about both of those programs and institutions. We'll make you a winner, open up the booty bag. We'll hear from both head coaches. All that and more on the way on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
You've worked hard to start your business and working even harder to make it successful. And that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from Select Bank and Trust. And as the business world throws you curveballs, we're here to be responsive to your needs. Our team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and team up with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer and proud sponsor of the ECU Pirates. When you do business with us, you'll get things done right. We're proud to offer a large selection of new and used John Deere equipment, a fully stocked parts department, and a highly trained staff who is here to support you throughout the life of your equipment. So get quality done right before every ECU game day and visit qualityequip.com.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Hey Pirates, this is Holt Nailers. A big part of my success on the field is what I eat at home. To keep my body filled up, I order meals off a Clean Eats meal plan. I choose the meals I want from 6 different meals offered each week, and I pick them up on Sunday or Monday at the cafe on Red Banks Road. Each meal is packed with the perfect mix of healthy proteins, carbs, and veggies to keep my engine running at full speed. Go to cleaneats.com, click on meal plans, or stop by the cafe and get all the info. Clean Eats and the Pirates, a winning combination.
Hey Pirate fans, your one-stop shop for all your tailgate essentials is Shimmer Boutique. Need some purple and gold to wear? Shimmer has a great selection of clothing for men, women, and children. Need some shoes? Shimmer has the best selection of Hey Dudes around. Need a cooler for tailgating? Shimmer has you covered with a huge selection of Yeti and outdoor accessories. Shimmer, just 1 minute from the stadium on Greenville Boulevard behind Starbucks and in Winterville and Jacksonville. Find us online at shimmerboutiqueonline.com. Go Pirates!
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome boat prices from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Live well, move more, and hurt less with Kinetic Physical Therapy. If you're recovering from an injury, getting back into sports, dealing with everyday pain or fatigue, the Kinetic Physical Therapy can help you get back on track and live well. Kinetic has nationally certified therapists for physical, occupational, speech, and massage therapy, all in a state-of-the-art facility on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Visit kineticptgreenville.com for more information. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. We'll make you a winner on this Wednesday coming up later on this hour, as Bryce Williams is here for hour number 3, hanging out in the Pirate Radio studios. And Bryce, you're not too pleased with how this season has gone thus far, right?
No, not at all.
Not going well. Bryce, send me a text during the game, and so you were watching it, you were dialed in, and it was just a uninspiring effort on the offensive side of the ball as the Pirates lost to South Carolina.
Very much so. Actually, because I was traveling, so I missed the first play of the game, right?
Oh, boy. And,
but of course, now, rewatched it. I think y'all had posted or something, but I was like, well, heck yeah, we score opening drive. I think we were just talking about last week of, how many times we scored on opening drives and everything. And when I heard that, I said, okay, maybe we got something fired up. And that fire got put down real quick. So, God, that was very frustrating. Very frustrating. And I think the defense played great.
They got a pick six and a short field on a kickoff that attributed 10 points to South Carolina.
Yeah,
their offense earned the other 10, I guess, but our defense played well enough to win, no doubt about it.
Oh, for sure. I saw Coach Harold was sending pressure when needed to be, and it worked out great. I thought that game was set up for us to win. South Carolina was beating themselves. With the fumbles, then we got one touchdown called back. I feel like possibly could have gone either way.
Yeah.
Thank goodness it got called back. Then the one where I guess it was a tight end, cross. It went through a touchback. I'm like, well, you got your butt saved there. Then the catch, I guess that Jeremy Lewis, I think, stripped. I feel like could have possibly been called. The guy was down, depending on who our refs were, possibly. And that was like the pick six. And it was all there for us to win, and we totally just blew that. And it was very frustrating. There's some decisions I saw a few times, with you're about 2 yards from the first down marker and you're past the line of scrimmage and you're trying to do a shuffle pass. That one really irked me. That was very frustrating. The overthrown pass to convert to CJ Johnson on the ECU side of the field to Holton's right. That was frustrating to know, because I think CJ was like wide open, and I think Holton wasn't not too pressured or anything, and just sailed it over him. And we just, as offense, we totally blew that, and that was very frustrating to see. Especially of how many opportunities we had. It's normally, the defense is playing so well, and we just were riding their back, and unfortunately, it was aggravating.
Holton Ahlers, 11 of 24, 77 yards, 2 interceptions. And you throw for 77 yards in like 1930, you might get a newspaper article written about it. That's pretty good. In 2021, Bryce, that is just it is inexcusable. It's mind blowing to throw. Their quarterback wasn't good,
right?
And he still threw for 214 yards.
Yeah,
and he is not a good. Their offense stinks, and our defense played well enough. And you when you came in, you wanted to see the receiver chart and how that went. And Snead had 5, but only for 35. CJ Johnson has been just invisible these first 2 weeks. 2 catches for 15 yards, and then your running backs combined for 3 catches. Hatfield had the big one, and that was on a trick play.
Yeah, so Snead threw that one. So
I don't know what's going on. If it's obviously holding on to enough time, indecisiveness, receivers not getting open. I don't know what's going on. For it to be like this.
And I do agree they played good defenses to start the season.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong there, but. Sure. 77 yards passing. I don't want to hear how good a defense. Yeah, it wasn't Alabama.
No, not at all. Our receivers got. If O-line's not giving them time, I can see that, which that seems to be a little bit of an issue possibly. If receivers aren't getting open, we got to do something.
There were some drops. It literally is. We talked about it Saturday, Bryce. You could point fingers everywhere.
Oh, for sure. And that's what's not good. If we got to fix that many different spots or get something figured out, that's not good. Not at all. So I think I'm going to be optimistic each week, but my goodness, to have, I feel like we just had a perfect setup to win this game, and I know we've played way better than this. I'd like to see what's coming up, next, this weekend as far as, any changes or just what's going on. Our receiving corps could be producing more than this, quarterback, yada, 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 but it is highly frustrating to know we were that close and just blew it. It was
and this has really got to be frustrating for you to see, because you played in an offense that was so up tempo and was, their goal was to run 100 plays a game and put up points and put up yards.
Right.
So for you to watch this type of offense has really got to be frustrating.
Oh, for sure. We just weren't getting nothing. It's 3 and out. Oh, we convert this, or we penalty here over legal forward pass, or sail it over the receiver's head, and when he's to convert, it just it was just very, very aggravating to watch. Just to know how close we were to finally beating an SEC team. Teams are good, but SEC, that at least means something to me personally, because I never got to beat one. So
I said Saturday, Bryce, during probably the fourth quarter, I equally can't believe ECU has a chance to win this game and a chance to lose this game.
Right.
Right. They should have won because their opponent wasn't very good and the defense was playing well. They should have lost because the starting quarterback had 77 yards passing.
Right.
I don't know. Right. It was just a weird game, and there was somebody who was going to come out there with a win.
For
and
sure.
It went down to the final kick.
Yeah, and all it took, the final kick. Of course, as soon as that was they were just pulling the knife out, because you knew as soon as they converted, you're like, okay, yep, that's going to be it. Like I said, it's very first how close it was. I feel like South Carolina played. They beat themselves more than I think we beat them as far as everything that they did. With the quarterback playing the way he did and everything that's happened. It was handed to us on a platter, and we decided to knock it down on the ground. So, it's a big bummer.
You talk about changes. What are we going to see? It won't be a change at the quarterback position. Stephen Igo asked Mike Houston about, is there any thought to play Mason Garcia? Shirley, can you hit cut 11 from Mike Houston as he answered that Tuesday at the press conference?
Well, I think that you have an experienced quarterback in a challenging game against a very talented defense out there on the field. I think that obviously, we're continuing to develop Mason, and there will be a day when he is the starting quarterback here, and there might be situations where he plays this year. But I think you got to be careful with that, because you want to make sure that you take advantage of every possession, and I think that Holton right now gives us the best chance to win.
There it is from the head coach. Holton's the guy moving forward, Bryce. And if it's not a personnel change, there's going to have to be some, fundamental changes what they're doing, play calling, and Holton himself is going to have to play better. But there's a lot of talk too. Like, are they using him to his best abilities? He's better when he is running. I think he's better when he's out of the pocket making a play rather than sitting in the pocket. So, do we see more of that moving forward? I don't know. But with these numbers here, with the 0-2 record, something has to change.
Right. And, definitely Holton's had, great games last year. Definitely can make things happen. But, like I said, experienced quarterback. I don't think I've ever seen him. I'm not judging just Holton's play on one play, but the one play where you got to know where you're at on the field as far as where the stick's at. And the main objective is obviously get the first down. If you're that close to the first down mark and you're trying to do a shuffle pass and realize you've already passed the line of scrimmage, I've never seen it happen before from my best of my experience. And it's just like, come on, like, you're a 3-year starting quarterback. Like, come on, you can't be making those kind of things. No one's perfect, but I've never seen something like that happen. You just know your awareness on where you're at on the field and things like that. I mean, I've seen him play good, and with some things I feel like, is he making not decisive enough? But then again, you can turn it to the receiving corps. If he's indecisive because he doesn't feel like someone's open enough, you don't want to try and force something because that often never comes about. So it's just things, we just got to get better on pretty much all aspects of the offense.
Bryce, Washington had the ball against the Chargers Sunday in their territory. It was 4th and 7. Their offense has been moving the ball all day on the defense. Washington's down by 4. Washington decides to punt and give the ball to the Chargers. I said at the time it was stupid, prehistoric, dumb football. Guess what? They didn't get the ball back. The Chargers ran out the clock. Game over. That has stuck with me. I'm kind of over it now.
Right.
But for about 72 hours, I was pissed off at Ron Rivera in Washington over that one decision.
Yeah.
You brought up the shovel pass 3 times now. That play has really stuck with you from Saturday.
Yeah, I guess it's just
3 times in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I guess it's just
I understand.
Yeah.
You see that play, and it just keeps going over in your head. Like,
because, I mean, you could have given the offense another opportunity, so it's an opportunity lost. And, I guess this is one play that stuck out, the overthrow to C.J. Johnson. I guess it was the situation of, I guess it must have been 3rd down or it was a loss of down. So however it played out, we had to punt, I think, the next play or whatever it had been. I think just because it was had an impact on maybe, obviously converting, like it depended. Maybe it's been like 1st down, and we didn't have to punt the ball, and it didn't cost us to lose the possession. Maybe I wouldn't have stuck with me so much. But you're just like, really? But there was a lot of other things.
Oh, definitely. And there was a lot of plays in that other game. There's a lot, and we do this on the 5th quarter, and it seems like it comes down to one play, but man, you can dissect a game and say if you'd have done this in the first half. And look, a lot of people are pointing to the, and for good reason, the pick 6 on the screen pass. Yeah. If you're up 14-0, or better yet, 17 or 21-0 going into the locker room, that game's probably over.
Yeah.
Instead, it's 14-7. South Carolina has new life, and so
for sure
you can finger point a lot of stuff there.
It's a frustrating one. Like I said, I've still got the Pirates in it this week. I mean, just because it's in me, but my gosh, I don't know. It's like I don't want to have to start being. I'm not saying I'm not realistic because I've seen how we play, but goodness, if we play like this week, hopefully not. It's gonna be like, do I choose choose the opposing team? I don't know. I feel like I'd be so wrong to choose an opposing team, but you're just like, okay, do I need to just say,
look, you can do what you want to up here.
Yeah.
You can be the former player and the grad that just like picks his team no matter what.
Yeah.
Or you could say what you really think is going to happen in the game.
Yeah.
But do you really think every week ECU is going to win the game?
Definitely do.
So it's like a conundrum in that big old brain.
Yeah, are you dang right?
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll hear from Charles Huff. He is the new head coach of Marshall. There was a lot of people, Bryce, surprised that Doc Holliday is no longer the head coach of Marshall.
Most definitely.
Charles Huff's come in. He's gone 2-0. By the way, do you know Marshall? Have you seen what they've done week 1 and 2?
I've not.
They have outscored their opponents 93-17. Now they've played Navy, who's really struggling this year, and North Carolina Central, FCS school. So they've taken care of business, but ECU will be their biggest challenge to date. So we'll see.
There we go.
But Marshall playing well. We will hear from Charles Huff, more Bryce Williams, and we'll make you a winner when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Back after this. Down East Wood Ducks Baseball is back for their final home series of the season. Come out Saturday, September 18th for the team photo giveaway. Get your tickets now at woodducksbaseball.com. See you at Granger Stadium for the final Wood Ducks games of the season. Go Woodies!
Eastern North Carolina's choice for window tinting, signs, graphics, wraps, graphic design, and more is Signs and Tint. Signs and Tint is family owned and operated right here in Greenville, and their NC licensed electricians specialize in ceramic coating, vehicle wraps, and more. Signs and Tint offers 10% off for military and first responders. Also, make sure to mention Pirate Radio at checkout for a discount. Stop by their office today at 801 Staten Road or visit them online at signsandtint.com.
Watch our prices fall at Bostic Sugg Furniture. All the gotta-get-it-now looks and styles are in. We have what you need to add warmth and beauty to any room. Sofas, sectionals, and motion furniture from the best brands. Lazy Boy, Bassett & Rowe, all in stock with huge in-stock savings. And the more you buy, the more you save. Up to $720 back, plus great savings on Serta and Restonic mattresses. So watch our prices fall at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Burgers, wings, hand-cut, hand-breaded chicken tenders, fresh salads, and cold beer is the starting lineup at Tiebreakers and has been keeping customers happy for 20 years. Tiebreakers family atmosphere is the perfect place to come watch your favorite team play while enjoying a great lunch or dinner. In a hurry or looking for catering options? Get Tiebreakers to go. That now includes the new curbside pickup by ordering online at tiebreakersnc.com. Tiebreakers.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty. I've been in Greenville over 25 years. I'm a proud graduate of ECU. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, then give me a call today and let me help make your real estate process fun and easy. I keep it simple and explain the process every step of the way. My goals are your goals. There are no long-term contracts, and you always deal with me from start to finish. The right home starts with the right agent. Call me, Scott Harris, at 347-1857. Go Pirates!
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
Have you stopped doing your favorite activity due to chronic aches and pains? Let Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab help. They provide regenerative injection therapy that can help with osteoarthritis, joint pain, carpal tunnel, and plantar fasciitis. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab will help you get back into the groove. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab, 2245 Stantonsburg Road, across from the hospital. Call 215-9294 for an appointment today.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Eastern North Carolina's choice for window tinting, signs, graphics, wraps, graphic design, and more is Signs and Tint. Be sure to stop by their office at 801 Staten Road in Greenville, or you can book an appointment online at signsandtint.com. And taking a look at your Buck scoreboard, there's a couple of not ECU baseball, Lord have mercy, Major League Baseball games going on right now. The Blue Jays are leading the Rays 6-3 in the 8th inning, and the Red Sox and Mariners are tied at 3 apiece in the 4th. Orioles and Yankees will go head-to-head again tonight. You can hear that game beginning at 7 o'clock right here on Pirate Radio. Cubs and Phillies kick off at 6:35, and the Braves take on the Rockies tonight at 7:20. That is a look at your Buck scoreboard, brought to you by the Buccaneer Music Hall. It's your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates in Eastern North Carolina. They are open from noon until 2 a.m. with live music every night, and now during football season, they have food trucks during the day. Follow the Buck on Facebook and Instagram for the updated schedule, and we'll see you at the Buck. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Da Buck.
Da Buck.
Wow. How's it going, Chandler?
Good lungs.
Good lungs on that kid in there. I tell you what, man.
He's got some good luck. He's got some good lungs, man.
All right, welcome back to the show.
That Bryce Williams, man.
He's trying to do his
good tight end, man. He was a good tight end.
His John Gruden impression he's been working on.
Frank Caliendo just released a John Gruden impersonation just a couple of minutes ago on Twitter. You should check it out.
I'll have to check that out.
He's going over the rest of the schedule for the Raiders.
All right, that sounds like fun. I'll have to get on that. All right, Pirates are 0-2. It's doom and gloom. Everybody is down on the team. What do we need? We need to hear the other coach talk about ECU, because the opposing team's coach always talks about how great the opponent is. So let's hear what Charles Huff has to say about East Carolina. This is cut one from the first-year head coach from Marshall.
This will be the best team that we've played thus far in the season, the best overall team. When you put on the film, there's nobody hiding. There's no, well, here's a weakness, or here's a size advantage, or they have a good system, but we have a size advantage. There's none of that. I mean, this is a real football team. And that's not a knock to anybody we've played, but we've been in a position where we've had some advantages. This game is going to create a lot of challenges for us. Very different from the challenges we've had before. Obviously, the first game of the year, the challenge was the scheme. The second game of the year, the challenge was installing a new defense. This game is going to be a challenge because they're a good football team. Defensively, they're fast, they're physical, they're aggressive. They got a lot of returners returning. They got some veterans in the back end. The safety Ford does a really good job for them. He's a veteran. He's played a lot of football. You can tell in his performance that he's a veteran. These guys run to the ball. I mean, they run to the ball. They strike. They do a phenomenal job of getting the ball out. We've really overemphasized that they really put an emphasis on getting the ball out, whether that's attacking the ball in the air for interceptions or ripping the ball out from the runner. Obviously, we've got an issue with that we got to continue to talk about and get corrected. But something that's an issue for us is a positive for them, so we got to be aware of it. Probably the best that I've seen all year as far as getting the ball out or trying to get the ball out with a purpose. Obviously, I don't think their record is very indicative of their team. They're 0-2, but when you turn on the film, it's not an 0-2 football program. So our guys are aware of the challenge. With that, we got to make sure that it comes back to us. It doesn't matter who we play. We got to prepare really well. And then we got to go execute on Saturday. I think, having them here at the Joan is going to help. Hopefully the crowd can really make it really difficult for them to hear. Hopefully we can, get a couple penalties because they can't hear the snap count, which will really give us an advantage. So we're excited about the challenge, but we fully understand what we're walking into.
All right, there's Charles Huff talking up the Pirates, Bryce.
Yeah.
That makes you feel better, right?
Yeah, it makes me feel better. I haven't given up hope. I'm frustrated, but hey, we still have 9 or 10 more chances to
10
get a bowl. So we have 12 games. So 10 more chances, obviously, to be bowl eligible. 10 more chances to win. But I think he was accurate on the getting the ball out. I feel like we did a great job of that last Saturday. So obviously, when you can free up the ball from the opponent, then or the offense, then that obviously gives people some chances for us to get the ball back and everything like that. So,
Marshall has been bad, and those scores. I said, Bryce, you wouldn't. Igo pointed this out to me. I hadn't watched their games. I just saw their scores: 93-17 combined scores first 2 weeks. They have been really bad at letting the ball go, turnovers. So now that nobody's been able to take advantage of that, or so far the opposing teams, but if East Carolina can win the turnover battle, force turnovers like they did last week. Marshall could be in some trouble because they've been giving up their fair share of turnovers.
Yeah, for sure. So if we can do better this coming week than we were last week on making the best of our opportunities when the other team gives up the ball, that would be great. We need as many opportunities as we can get. Like I said, we know. Well, I guess we pretty much have majority of the teams we've had last year. You know, I keep bringing up, the SMU, Cincinnati, how we played against them. So, it's frustrating, but we got it in us. As far as the talent, it's just something needs to click.
Week 1, Marshall threw 2 interceptions and fumbled 4 times.
Wow.
Week 2, Marshall threw 2 interceptions and fumbled 2 times. So they have been very careless with the football, and they've been able to win those games. You just hope they can be careless once again on Saturday.
And, for sure.
Pirates can take advantage of it.
Most definitely. Marshall, I remember when we were there, I mean, they like to, the stadium probably will be loud. I was
going to ask you, compare a home game there, because you've been at both places, to Dowdy-Ficklin. Is it pretty similar, or Dowdy gets the win?
Dowdy definitely gets the win. Just the overall, it being Dowdy-Ficklin definitely wins. But yeah, I mean, Marshall, it's a neat stadium. You're down kind of in a bowl and everything, and they definitely get loud. It is turf. Well, I don't really like I said, I'm not a turf guy. I like grass, but it's could be a good atmosphere for the guys. Definitely a challenge. I'm sure we're working on some silent counts and everything like that. So hopefully we can just lock in and not beat ourselves. I think not beat ourselves, even as far as penalties and things like that, and MAs and everything like that. So we'll see.
Charlotte, let's hear Charles Huff 5. He talked about ECU quarterback Holden Ahlers.
Yeah, I think exactly what you said. You can see he's a veteran. He doesn't get rattled. I mean, those guys have played 2 phenomenal opponents with, App State and South Carolina, and those guys have done you could see him in the game. He's got poise. Whether he made a good pass, threw a touchdown, or got sacked, he came right back with the same demeanor. He's a tough kid. He had a long run there, and he got tackled and popped up. He's right back in there. I think, you can see his veteran leadership. You can see his decision making, has some veteran, tendencies to it. He knows when to step up. He knows when to run. When he does run, he's still keeping his eyes downfield. He's not like the high school quarterback. As soon as he takes off, he tucks the ball and everybody knows he's running. I think he's got good leadership skills because it looks like the guys play around him. Obviously, I don't know. I'm not in the locker room, but, it looks like they kind of, rally around him. On that last drive going down against South Carolina, some guys made some plays for him. So it's going to be a challenge for our defense. This will be the best offense we played. This will be the best defense we played and the best special teams opponents that we've played all year.
That is Charles Huff. Charles Huff is the former Alabama running backs coach. They have a good quarterback in Grant Wells. He has a running back background, so they'll try to do both against the Pirates this weekend. Funny looking back at Marshall, 1994. That was a long time ago, but in the grand scheme of things, not that long. They've lost in the Division I AA semifinals to Boise State. And now, of course, Boise State's, I guess they're national power in football. I mean, they're a well-known team in Division I, what they call FBS now, and Marshall, a really good team. In fact, Marshall, since joining FBS or Division I football, went to a bowl game in their first 6 years. They hit a bit of a lull in the mid-2000s, but Bryce, we were looking at it. They have been to 9 bowl games since 2009, and they won 7 of those, and they've lost their last 2. But just a solid football program. And I was thinking, Bryce, if East Carolina didn't make the leap to the AAC, is this what our team would have looked like? Playing somewhat lesser competition?
Right.
Who knows? I will say I don't want to go back to Conference USA. By the way, are you watching the game this weekend, Bryce?
I plan to. You need to let me know how.
What channel are you going to watch it on? You're going to watch it on TV, right?
If it's on TV.
But there's the issue. This game is on Facebook.
Huh. That's odd.
Huh. Facebook.
I mean, I got the Facebook.
You got the Facebook.
I got the Facebook.
It'll be on CBS Sports Network's Facebook page.
So do I have to like the page? How do I go about that?
I think you just go right to that page.
CBS Sport. You probably would get a text from me on Saturday.
I got you. I got you.
Watch this thing.
This is a weird one. It's going to be on Facebook. Now, there are ways, whether it be like a HDMI from computer to the TV, or you can do it through like a Roku stick. I saw there is a way to get it on the TV, but you can't go flipping around and find it.
How in the world does that come about?
Conference USA. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's not our deal. We're ESPN, ESPN Plus, and they find other ways to get their games to be watched. By
hey,
fans.
if I can watch it, I'm gonna watch it.
All right.
If it's on the radio, I'll listen to it on the radio. But obviously, I like visual stuff. I like to see stuff.
Use those eyeballs.
I got kind of imagination of what's going on if I can hear it, but I like to see it.
A really good football program, which is why it was kind of shocking that Doc Holliday was no longer fired, although we are no longer there. We've seen these things, Bryce, where... And they had an AD change. Mike Hamrick, former athletics director at ECU, took another position within the program. So there's a point where an AD says, I want a different guy in here. You've taken us as far as you can. I mean, Holiday goes 10 wins, 13 wins, 10 wins, had a bad 3-9, and then goes 8, 9, 8, and 7. And the 7 came in a 10-game season. So it's not like he was losing football games.
I don't really understand why are you taking us as far as you can. I mean, he's won however many bowl games. I don't get it. Is it an ego thing when new ADs come in and say, "Oh well, he's winning, making our school look good. I'm going to screw it all up," and I guess happened to us. But I don't know. It doesn't make much sense to me. No. Why are you gonna fire a man who's winning?
I don't know. Who knows what goes on behind the scenes? Rick says Facebook Watch app on Fire Stick should work. I wonder if I'm gonna see right now if we have like a Facebook Watch thing on this Roku here. I like Bryce being here because I feel kind of smart with technology when really I'm not. Shirley Rhodes, while we're doing this, we need to make somebody a winner here.
I need to know what it is.
On Pirate Radio Live. So let's do that right now.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
317-1250, the number to call. I don't think this is going to work. Shirley, what are we giving away today?
We'll make it work. Lunch for 2 at Tiebreakers.
Lunch for 2 at Tiebreakers. I watched the first half of Washington and the Chargers and Tiebreakers on Sunday. Fun experience. I also had an awesome cheesesteak and a wrap from Tiebreakers on Saturday.
Someone jumped the gun.
We'll have some more great food from Tiebreakers Saturday. What caller are you looking for, Shirley?
Caller 12.
317-1250. Caller 12 is a winner. We're back with more. We'll go Pirate Radio Outdoors with Bryce Williams after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates in ENC. Open 7 days a week. Plus, the Buck has live music every night, along with football. The Buck has a brand new 15-foot 4K screen, the only one in Greenville, and over 18 big screens with all your college and pro action. Sunday Fun Day will also be stocked with the biggest Bloody Mary and Mimosa bar, along with the NFL Sunday Ticket and food trucks out back. Check out the Buccaneer Music Hall. Open every day, noon until 2 a.m., with live music every night, and now football and food trucks during the day.
Why do I run? Is it because I'm driven? Because I love the challenge? God, no. I do it for the beer. If you're the kind of runner who does it for the beer, this summer you can get one on us with the Michelob Ultra Beer Run. Grab your run buddies and get out there, because this summer there's beer at the finish line. Sign up at ultrabeerrun.com and trade your miles for beer.
Other food delivery apps charge surprise fees, but Domino's is giving away $50 million worth of surprise frees, like free pizza, lava cakes, or cheesy bread when you order delivery online. And we found some unique ways to get the word out.
Like shouting from the rooftop! Free cheesy!
Screaming it! We even called Paul Revere.
Free lava cakes are coming!
Order delivery online and you could get a surprise free from Domino's. No purchase necessary. Open U.S. residents 13 and up through 11/21/21. Odds of winning are 1 in 14. See rules at surprisefrees.domino's.com for free entry, blackout dates, restrictions, and details.
Hey Pirate Nation, be sure you have the best comfortable shoes this tailgate season with a stop at Fleet Feet. This is ECU alum Chris Lunyon, owner of Fleet Feet of Greenville, and we provide solutions through one-on-one service to runners, walkers, and everyone in between. Fleet Feet has the tools and technology to get you on the right shoe, including a 3D foot scanner that measures arch height, width, and more. Come visit us on Greenville Boulevard in the public shopping center right near the stadium. Be sure to run with us on Facebook and Instagram. Fleet Feet, we run for you. Go Pirates!
Come and explore great shopping in downtown Washington at Naughty Life. Hi, this is Gina from Naughty Life, and new fall merchandise is arriving every day, featuring all the new Yeti products, like the loadout buckets and waterproof dry duffel bags. We have new fall clothes for men, women, and children. At Naughty Life, we have something perfect for any occasion, like new jewelry and a great selection of sunglasses from Costa, Reflect, and RCI. Visit Naughty Life on Main Street in historic downtown Washington, and like us on Instagram and Facebook.
It's bow time. It's the same song, different tune. The family debates dinner, but all you're craving is a double serving of aspirin. So drop a big bow box on that pack of picky eaters. Cause when you can get 8 pieces of chicken with 4 made-from-scratch biscuits, 2 fixins, and tea, dinner's easier than hitting mute on the group chat. Bojangles, it's bow time.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
This is ECU Assistant Football Coach Roy Tesh, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, join Pirate Radio and Fleet Feet of Greenville to kickstart your game day on September 25th with a $5 5K. The race is an untimed event, and all proceeds will be donated to Robbie's Clubhouse. For $10, you can sign up for the run and get a t-shirt, or skip the shirt and just do the run for $5. The race starts at 8 a.m. at Fleet Feet on Greenville Boulevard. Sign up by going to runsignup.com and search Pirate Radio. It's the $5 5K Saturday, September 25th. And congratulations to David Stahl of Greenville. Picked up lunch for 2 at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, along with sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's Clip Rock.
Alrighty, back with you, Hour 3 of PRL on a Wednesday. We continue to get you set for ECU Marshall. Our pregame coverage begins 2 o'clock on Saturday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. We'll be with you after the game on the U.S. Sailor 5th quarter call-in show, taking your calls. We went a long time on the show last week, was just showing Bryce Joe's call from Saturday, and we got some passionate fans out there, Bryce.
Yes, we do. They're us Pirates. We love our football, and I could definitely tell old Joe did.
Yes, sir. His voice just kept getting a higher pitch, Bryce, and the screams got louder as the call went on.
What about Parker Bunch's call? Did you hear his call?
I didn't hear his.
I have it.
We can hit it real quick. So Parker Bunch is the kid. He went viral for saying he went to Cliff Godwin's camp and was going to hit dingers.
Oh, that guy.
Swinging dingers.
We also think you should go hunting with him one.
Oh, that's right. He's a big fan of you. He's probably tuned in right now.
I like listening to Bryce's segment on Wednesdays.
Let's hear Parker Bunch's call from Saturday after the game. All right, let's go to viral video star and
swinging dingers.
Pirate Radio regular, semi-regular. He was on one time. Parker Bunch joining us. What's up, Parker?
What's up?
How you doing, bud?
Good.
Man, what you think about the game today?
Well, I think we need to get a new offensive coordinator.
Now, when that's coming from Parker Bunch, that's a big statement.
What didn't you like? Bad play calling, or what was bad today?
You know, I think the offensive line did a heck of a job. You know, Holton wasn't on his back all game, and the defense did a heck of a job. And I think, you know, people need to stop talking down on Holton and get behind him and give him some momentum and give him a chance. That's what I think.
All right. I think that's a mic drop right there. I think you hit the nail on the head, man.
Parker, anything? Oh, go ahead, Chandler.
Parker, you just hit a dinger, buddy.
There you go. That's what I was missing.
A verbal dinger. Anything else, Parker?
I think they need to start banging some pads.
There you go. That's it. Banging some pads. That's it.
All right. Well, good to hear from you, buddy. Hopefully we can get a W next week.
Hopefully.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
There he is.
He said it, didn't he?
Banging some pads. Fire Donnie.
Yeah, my goodness, that's bold.
Parker Bunch has seen enough. But so we took a ton of calls on Saturday. We'll be with you after the game on the U.S. Sailor 5th quarter call-in show coming up this Saturday. Bryce will be logged into Facebook at 6 o'clock on Saturday watching the Pirates in the Herd, but you might find some time to do some outdoor things, Bryce, this weekend. Let's talk about what you've done since we last spoke. Any updates? Pirate Radio out. Oh, I got an update for you. Before we get started. You've called, what's the most exotic catch you've ever had, Bryce? What are some of your favorite catches all time in the water?
Exotic, I guess. I mean, I guess you could say
outside the norm, maybe.
I normally go I've caught some dolphin or mahi, that and wahoo. I mean, I guess that's something. I wouldn't say exotic, but
okay. I found something this week I bet you've never caught. It was a picture. It said, when you take your daughters fishing in Florida and they catch their first cocaine and they have these giant bricks in their hands. You ever gone offshore and caught anything like that?
I never have, but that was a good expensive catch.
We were Chandler and I were talking about what would happen if you did that. And Chandler, you were doing your Bryce impression and said, Anna told me to throw it back, but dang, it's worth a lot of money here. Well, what would you do there, Bryce? It's a tough call. You could buy a nice house with that.
You could buy a lot of stuff with that.
And our wedding be paid for.
I don't know. I mean, I'd probably take a picture of it, and then I'd say I threw it back, and maybe see.
Say I threw it back.
It just vanished.
It's no longer here.
I'll wholesale that. I won't even retail it.
This is a smart businessman over here. Businessman. All right, Bryce, let's get back to it. What you been doing?
I was able to get a quick trip Saturday morning with a buddy, and we didn't catch anything crazy. I mean, I caught a decent sized striper on top water Saturday morning, so it was nice. It was a very beautiful morning. I can show you the picture. It was great. Well, I mean, the morning was
one of those picture perfect mornings.
Well, where'd it go?
Kind of a cool morning Saturday, right?
It was. I don't even know where it went. I had it.
You got away. You got loose.
I think it swam away. But anyways, yeah, I don't know what happened to it. But caught. We went of course fishing around the Pamlico. I haven't ran my boat in a while, so I said, "Hey, bud, you want to go for a quick trip? I'll take my boat." So I felt good to let my boat, run and burn some fuel and yada yada yada. But it was catch a striper and caught several flounder, a little puppy drum. We couldn't get on the keeper flounder. I actually so we were fishing. I caught several fish, but one I've caught probably at least 6 fish before this had happened. Right, it gets to the boat, and of course I'm on the bottom. I'm using soft plastic, and it just sort of picks up and boom, takes off. And I did nothing out of the norm. Just bam, let it run. Figured he's hooked. I mean, it's run. Just peel and drag, and then pops off. I'm like, and then it didn't break my line or anything, and came off. So the lovely thing about fishing is you never know what you're gonna catch, and especially when you catch something now it was big and it was pull and drag, and gonna be fighting hard, and then you never see it. You're always in the the moment of what if, what could that have been?
What was it? Yeah,
and it's the kind of it sticks with you. So the whole fishing trip, my buddy was like, man, Who's to tell what that could have been?
So y'all talk about the possibilities?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I think it was so-and-so.
Yeah, you break down, the way he's like, the way it picked it up, was it steel? I'm like, yeah, I feel like it was steel. He said, well, man, it could have been a big flounder, but, even then, could have been a slot redfish, the mid-slot redfish. And, this whole thing making me feel wonderful that I lost this nice fish that I could have caught, right?
Yeah.
And so, it's kind of a heartbreaker, but I kind of bring myself back to cheer myself up. Like I said, I could have liked those people this year in the Big Rock. I think they followed a fish for like 9 hours or whatever it was, and then they pull the hook.
So you went through like a few minute ordeal. How long does it last? How long did that little fight take you? Not that it was a fight.
It was like pick up. So I'm like, okay. And most of the time when I was catching them before, hook up, reel it right in, a little tension. But this one was totally different. So it was boom, pick up, screaming, and let go. It was quick.
So not a 5-hour fight.
No, it was not a 5-hour fight. It was just enough to be like, wow, that was definitely something worthwhile.
Yeah.
You don't want to say, man, why couldn't I catch that when I'm already catching fish? And, try not to be ungrateful. Because I don't have, not everything.
Now, if you got skunked, you might have been like really upset.
Got skunked, that would have made it a little harder.
Yeah.
That would have made it a little tougher. But fortunately I did. So it was a good quick trip. Got there right before the sun, saw the sunset. It was great. Not sunset, sunrise. It was good stuff.
We still got warm weather coming up, Bryce. I'm not rushing away the warm weather at all, but we are turning into like fall and then winter.
Yeah.
Like, do you do any like cold weather fishing? Is that?
Oh yeah, for sure. So the trout will pick up. Trout haven't been too crazy, this summer, and we've caught some. But really, when you get into the fall, that's when the big trout come into the creeks and everything. And trout fishing really fires up in the fall and then into the winter and stuff. So,
Gotcha.
Honestly, the fishing's just getting. It's never really ending, but it's just getting started.
That's a good way to look at it.
Okay. So it never really ends, which is actually wonderful.
Even like January, February, there's still something out there.
We're in the water.
You
got fish slower. It's cold. I could deal with my body being cold, and even my toes. But when if your hands are cold,
they'll start cracking, whatever.
Well, you can't move them. You're trying to fish, tie knots. It's challenging, but it's worth it.
There you go.
Yeah, so we're just getting started.
Just getting cranked up, baby.
Yep.
All right, Pirate Radio Outdoors. I guess I should ask Chandler over there. You been doing anything? You been bird dogging or hunting?
You been bird dogging?
Why are you shaking your head like that, Chandler? Son, do I need to get Mike Mullis back in here? Tell you to shape up?
Nah, man, I didn't do anything outdoors. You know why? Because I was out here watching ECU lose to South Carolina.
All right, calm down, Joe.
Simmer down.
Calm down, Joe.
For a 3-hour post-game show.
3 freaking hours.
You can have Sally from the Soup Kitchen host the 5th quarter.
All right, we'll take a time out. We will come back and wrap her up on a Wednesday. Back with you after this.
7 damn gaps.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers through the year of COVID. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2021 GMC Terrain and save over $4,500 or 0% financing for 72 months. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty on all new and pre-owned vehicles.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
When a storm hits, you can count on Greenville Utilities. They put their emergency storm plan into action to restore power as quickly and safely as possible. If you experience an outage, call them toll-free at 1-855-767-2482. The automated hotline can handle a large number of calls at once, virtually eliminating busy signals, so help can be on the way as fast as possible. Remember, GUC's emergency hotline number is 1-855-767-2482.
This is Dr. Phil Perdue with Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. My colleagues and I recognize how difficult this time is for everyone in our community. We continue to see patients during the week while taking precautions to keep everyone safe. Our extended care clinic is now open on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., so you can avoid the emergency department for your urgent orthopedic care. For more information, please contact us at 757-2663 or visit our website at orthoeast.com.
Hello, this is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now's the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage at historically low rates. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, Troy D here for my friends at Villa Verde. If you know me, you know I love being outside, but finding a good place to eat outside can sometimes be tough. Well, our pals at Villa Verde have fixed that. Not only does Villa Verde have awesome, unique, one-of-a-kind dishes here in Greenville, they also have a brand new outside dining area. And this outside area is sweet. It's covered, you're in the shade, and cooling fans are on. Enjoy the comfort and relaxation of dining outside with our friends at Villa Verde. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome boat prices from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership. Savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
This is Assistant Football Coach Drew Dudzik, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your stock market report for today. It was a good one. The Dow was up 236 points at 34,814. NASDAQ was ahead 123 at 15,161, and the S&P was up 37 at 4,480. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's Clip Rock.
All righty, back with you on PRL. Bryce, you ever seen Varsity Blues? Do you remember that movie?
That's with the big fella who gets concussions, right?
Yep. I'm glad. Well, there was a spoof made on that where they were counting his concussions. In the actual Varsity Blues, I think he had some, but they didn't make a big deal about it. But
I saw the original, I think.
That's the guy I wanted to talk about, Billy Bob. Because you remember they go to that adult club and see, I think, their school teacher dancing, I believe.
Oh, man.
And he says,
Oh, did?
Do you remember what number he said? She's a 10.
Oh.
A 10. Well, ECU is a 10-point underdog to Marshall. I went a long ways just to say that.
Yes,
That's
you
great.
did.
That was
I mean,
great.
I
man.
really took you on a journey.
You combined that well, I think.
Bryce, 10-point dogs going to Jones C. Edwards Stadium to take on the Herd. 2-0 versus 0-2. What do you got?
I mean, of course, I got the Pirates. The hard part's the score. Obviously, Marshall's scored.
They've been in the 40s.
They've been in the 40s both games. So
we haven't cracked 20 yet.
We haven't cracked 20 yet. So I'm gonna sound probably like a naive man. You know what? I'm gonna break it down though. I think defense is going. According to Coach Huff, our defense is really good.
Hey, they played good last week.
Our defense has played really well last week. Gonna put the pressure on them.
They could turn the ball over. I mean,
they could turn the ball over.
They've shown they could turn the ball over.
I tell you, and ECU's shown that we are good at getting the ball out.
Don't you get me on this ECU track this week,
I
Bryce.
mean,
You're doing a good job.
I think what we're putting together here is a good puzzle piece for ECU to have 30. I gotta get my numbers right. 30. Can we do a 35? Yeah,
5 touchdowns.
Yeah, 35. I think that's very doable. 35 to 30. I'll just do 30. I'll keep it even.
All right.
I was going to do 30.
I kind of went out with a whimper there, but that was a good build-up.
I'll do 30.
I was going to do like 33.
My trainer told me the score, and he said, what did he say?
Jameis Winston.
So I'm going ECU 30. What is it? 35. 30, so I guess Marshall, they're scoring, but our defense is playing a role, and I see the defense taking advantage of the opportunities that we're going to create by getting the ball out, creating turnovers.
And setting the offense up in good field position?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
I was trying to find the scores. So last meeting, 59-28 was 2013. Bryce, you were part of that one. But 2012. 65-59. That was.
I was there.
At least one overtime.
That was the overtime.
That was at ECU. I remember that.
Yep, a wild one.
And
that was the quarterback sneak.
And the funny one, it was not funny. So when I was at Marshall, we went into that overtime deal, and Marshall pulled it out. Next following year, Marshall and ECU at the overtime, and ECU pulled it out. So I might have been the good luck charm.
You are a winner in this series.
Yeah,
you got
that is
2-1 overall, right?
That is true.
One with Marshall, though.
One with Marshall.
Okay, all right.
I mean, Marshall's good. It would be nice. Well, I was with Marshall at the time, but I kind of sour, my brother, I was just in the gray area.
There you are. 35-30, the final score. You don't even need to watch the game on Facebook.
Don't watch.
Bryce just told you the score.
Exactly.
We'll see you folks Thursday, 3 o'clock for an all-new edition of Pirate Ready Fro Friday. For Freddie Frodes and Friendler Front. I am Chris Brock. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio,